is live. We're streaming. Hello and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo!
Yeah!
I'm Christiana Ellis. I'm the Dungeon Master, and tonight our players, Mark Kilfoyle as Alaric Copperbeard, Dwarven Fighter.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, we got some sort of an electrical interference there happening on the audio. We have Chooch Schubert as Otterkey, the Tiefling Paladin.
Lulu!
We have Nukchas as Granus, the Stone Giant.
You're not always real.
And Starla Hutchton as Nirakina Ethu, the High Elf Cleric.
Greetings and salutations.
I said everybody, right? I did everyone in a weird order, I think, because I was prioritizing Chooch so he could go and remute himself, and that just complicated everything. So, last week, we had a fun little side story excursion where we were down a couple of people, but we had Nutty and Starla here and Chooch, and we were joined by Jason Banks. I can remember names. And we had a little side story that explored the situation of some of the soldiers of the Tashmian military during and after the demon battle there in Gorn before you teleported out, and that was pretty fun. I think we'll potentially do more of those little side stories in the future. But in the meantime, this week we return to the heroes of legend, who find themselves deep within the lair of an adult cave dragon. Thankfully, the dragon is now dead because you guys killed him. He had it
Almost
coming.
didn't.
Yeah. Now, just from a meta standpoint, there was a very, I thought, minor rules homebrewing that I did midway through that battle, not having any idea that it would be as dramatic an impact as it turned out to be. But there you go. So that happens. But in any way, you guys had challenged it to a rock throwing competition. And it turns out that even though it lost, it wasn't willing to let its new toys get away, and it decided that it was going to keep you regardless. And so that prompted a fight to the death, but thankfully all of you prevailed, and you searched its lair, found its hoard, which had some treasure in it, but alas, most of its trophies are actually corpses, which are not as fun to loot.
Yes.
But as we bring our our party back to awareness, there's a couple of things going on. One is that Archie, you find yourself suddenly, Chooch is muted, making his way to the computer, so I'm going to make him listen and respond to stuff. I know he's listening. So, in any event,
I'm better now.
yes. And then if I had my notes here, you kind of are in the process of poking around this layer still and looking at the various treasure, and you find yourself suddenly hearing the voice in your head of Zorath, who says, "Melicanth is using you. Your interests may align for now, but cross her and she will betray you as she did me. She has contingencies." You get the sense that you are able to reply. Are Are you there or are you
Did he
frozen?
freeze?
He looks like he froze right when he was getting ready to reply. Are you back, Chooch?
Ah,
Looks
can you
like
hear me?
now we can.
Yes.
I think it didn't like switching from 4G to my network.
It could be, could be. You got
Um,
confused for a little bit.
but so yeah, it says, when did she double cross you?
Let's see. She double crossed me when she promised that I would be granted access to the artifact unmolested. When she had actually placed mind control on me.
Hmm. And who are you?
I did mention that it was the voice of Zorath.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Okay, yeah.
Zorath.
Zorath, yes.
Zorath, gotcha.
Last scene opening a portal that allowed a Baelor to enter Gorn.
Yeah. Not cool, man. Um, well, I thank you for the warning. That may be true, but as I see things now, she's my best chance to accomplish my goals.
There's a little bit of a pause, and then... Do as you like, but I have peered through the multiverse. There is a bigger picture. Ask yourself, those people summoned a demon lord. Why?
You weren't part of that? I thought you were part of that. Oh no, I guess that was later. I don't know that I'm even sure who was summoning the Demon Lord.
You don't get any sense you feel like the connection's been broken.
Hmm. Hmm. Hello? Well, that's different.
In the meantime, as you guys have been poking around the loot, you kind of realize that although all of you kind of were looking through and mostly looking for what like treasure or magical items there might be, you kind of belatedly realize that Doak is putting like a conscientious look at many of them, in particular the ones that look fresher.
Oh, the corpses?
Mm-hmm.
These corpses, are they, I'm assuming, are they mostly human? Are they...
Doke, are you all right?
The corpses are of all sorts. There's a variety of them. Some of them are not even humanoid or giant. I mean, you don't really actually see any giants, but there's various animals and other sorts of creatures as well as more humanoid shapes. But Doak just kind
You
of,
see anybody you recognize?
and he's kind of like, no, I don't, and I'm actually a little bit not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I guess I'm glad Deke isn't here, but that means I still don't know where he is.
Yeah.
Do you want us to help you look just to make sure?
Well, I don't think he's here. I mean, all of the rest of the ones that I haven't checked yet look like they're old. I don't think this dragon had any way to do that.
All right, we'll keep looking.
He kind of turns and looks at the dragon corpse for a little bit, and then just kind of says, "This was really dangerous."
Yeah.
A fair bit, yeah.
That's generally what it's like on the road.
Yeah, I'm just thinking how, like, I didn't mention it to you guys at the time because it wasn't, really like urgent information or anything. But my mom's contacted me magically this morning when we were still in the vault and asked how it was going, and I said we were fine. So I guess we're still fine, but I'm not sure what I would have done if they had called in the middle of that fight.
I think they would have understood if you wanted to have them call back later.
Can you leave a message in those instances? Like, how does that work?
Well, I mean, I don't have the spell. They called me, and I was able to reply.
Oh, so it was a sending spell. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have that one, but, that's what it was.
It's not like you were lying. A lot of what life is finding those fine moments and having all the difficulty.
Mark, you're a little quiet again.
Yeah.
You went really quiet.
Yeah.
Well, I really hope that we don't encounter anything else right away, because I've been at least I've been beat pretty hard here. Like, still bleeding.
Oh, you should probably take care of that. Can't help you, but can you help you?
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't have much left.
And Doak kind of you look at him. He's got some wounds himself. He's not on death's door or anything, but he definitely took some hits.
Maybe you guys want to take a break, take a rest here. I can guard us.
Doak kind of says, I know it's a long climb back up there, but I kind of don't want to sleep here next to that thing.
Okay,
Same.
so we'll go back up, but we'll get you guys a place where you can rest.
Yeah. Make sure you take that thing too. The reflector.
Reflector.
Thingy.
Yeah. And just remind me, I think towards the end of last time you had someone take. So I think maybe Nira, you cut off a claw or something.
Yeah. Oh, I asked for somebody to rip a tooth out for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. So just rip out a tooth or something for me.
Doak says that is like, I'd kind of like a tooth too. I mean,
All right.
Yeah, I remember Doak saying something about lots of pieces being worthwhile.
well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing with dragons is like dragon hide, dragon scales, dragon teeth and claws. Like dragon blood gets used for alchemical stuff, but like I know that, but I don't know how to do it. I don't have any like vials to put dragon
Could
blood
we not
in.
just drag the whole thing up to the surface? Put it on a wagon or something?
It's really big.
I know it's
I drag it.
I think that Granis, you could probably drag it
Okay.
slowly.
Okay.
It
Well,
would
it is
be
a dragon. after all.
heavy, but movable.
Good to know my mic's
Firebolt.
working. Good to know.
Firebolt for that pun. Is that what it's like?
Mysterious firebolt from the heavens.
All right, so I can drag it while we're going up. I mean,
So, incidentally, it is actually about 10 in the morning right now. So
Long, short
Oh.
day.
and you had descended through a a very long tunnel that kind of switched back and forth a couple of times that the dragon had carved down to its lair. So you've got a long hike back up to reach the level of the city again.
Okay.
All right. So are you're dragging the
Yes.
dragon corpse with you? Okay, so it is pretty slow going, although I would imagine the rest of you are not necessarily in a shape feeling like, oh boy, let's jog. It's more like, yeah, it's fine to go slow, but I would say,
Slow's good.
yeah, you guys spend probably a good hour making your way back up to the level of the Stone Giant City. And fortunately, although a lot of things being drugged that far across the ground might get all kind of torn up, this cave dragon is, made for that kind of exact thing. So it seems like it's held up pretty well to that sort of treatment. But you guys make your way back up to the level of the Stone Giant City, and
All right.
it is now light because it is daytime.
Daytime.
And the sun is coming in from the side. There's no light coming from the beacon, but just it is dim as it gets further into the cave, but there with the light coming now from the outside, and compared to the total darkness that you had been in down in the tunnel, you can see very well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to get this thingamajig back in its right spot.
Well, I think before we do that, I think we need to find a place for you all to rest. 'Cause it's all well and good to get the reflector back, but if you guys don't have energy, or if you're not able to do anything should someone approach us, that's not going to be wise.
Do you think?
Maybe just an hour we can take a short rest
Are we? Do
and
you think?
accomplish some goals.
Are we going to have to fight in there? Do you think?
Well, there's probably more of those rust monsters and other creepy crawlies about.
Well, they weren't in there the last time I was in there. But
I
Can't
would
hurt
think
to
that
take a rest.
dragon would have pretty much kept everything away.
well, I don't think that dragon wanted to go in there.
Oh, gotcha.
But just because I didn't see them doesn't mean something unexpected might not happen.
Do we have the immovable rod? Like,
Yes.
we do. Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't remember if we had lost to that also.
No.
We got it back.
We
Yeah.
are rod adjacent.
You had retrieved it from above the fountain and then fled with it when you fought the dragon the first time, and then you had it with you as you reached the big statue and found that the reflector was missing. So you've had it with you since.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to make our way to the beacon tower then? It's pretty easy to secure, and it's a place we want to be anyway.
Sure.
It's more comfortable than that vault, that's for sure.
You don't like
Yeah.
my vault?
Well, I mean,
It's a little crowded with
no
all
offense,
this.
but like,
I'm joking. I don't like
With
my
that
vault.
dragon prowling around, I love your vault.
Are you kidding? It left me
yeah,
breathless.
okay, good.
That's Stone Giant humor for you.
So, as you guys are making your way in that direction, what are you doing with the dragon body?
Oh, should I keep carrying this thing, or do you guys want to come back for it later?
I think we should come back for it.
All right.
As you've
Yeah.
been dragging it and it's stretched way out, you realize that its body is not what you normally think of for a dragon. It's long and segmented, almost like a centipede, except for its head and wings that seem less, not functional for flying, but more like almost like feelers. And its all stretched out in a line, it's a good 40 feet long, and it's pretty big.
This thing is creepy.
Maybe we'll just leave that outside the tower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably won't go anywhere.
It's just going to be taken for parts.
It's weird to think about, says Doak. Just, I mean, it was this huge monster, like, and it was evil. Like, I'm not sorry we killed it, but it's kind of weird to just think about, like, it was something and now it's just going to be stuff.
Well, it lives on through that stuff. Like this dagger, for example. And I hold up the Dragon Fang dagger. It had its impact. It had a lot of impacts. But the world's safer now that it's can be used for something good.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm feeling. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, the kind of the reality of it's hitting me a little bit.
Take
Well,
your time.
yeah, take your time to adjust to it. This is not an easy road that we're walking, so
If
Stronger
you were
for it.
sorry, if you were okay with lives ending and it didn't matter to you, I think that would be more of a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, it's like that dragon, right? I mean, it just wanted to hurt people and kill people, like, for fun, I guess. That's what it thought was fun, and so, I don't know, I mean, I guess I don't want to be like that.
Exactly. The moment it no longer bothers you, then we question.
So, as you guys, you make your way up to the top of that beacon tower.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So, what felt like a big, spacious room when it was just those of you who are medium sized, suddenly feels a little bit cramped still when you have a giant in it. It's not designed to be a big room for a giant. It's just sort of an ordinary small room for a stone giant. But you do all fit in there. I think probably if everyone else was in the room and Granis was kind of sitting on the stairs, that's probably the way it feels like everyone has the most space.
Mhm.
Are
Sounds
you
good.
you're taking a short rest?
I think it'd be best.
I'll,
I mean, I only have 2 hit dice left, but I better use them.
Doak is going to attune to the Ion Stone of Fortitude that you guys found.
excellent.
Let's see. He's gonna do.
I don't remember what all we found left. What do I have something? He gave me a stone, but hold on. I wrote it down. I know I wrote it down. But I don't remember what all we got from the
We
Hurry up.
got a couple of rubies, platinum, a cursed magical armor, a
Oh, yeah.
great sword, several art objects, little statues of things. There is a number of potions, including a potion of mind reading, a potion of diminution, oil of etherealness, which you have, and periaptive wound closure, which you also have.
The periaptive wound closure was something that Doak was wearing, but he traded it for the Ion Stone.
Right. Oh, and a magic wand of the war mage, which Nira has.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, wand of
Did
the
you
war
add
mage
that to
plus
yourself?
3.
Do add that, because that's going to
Yeah.
affect basically all your spell attacks.
Yep. I had forgotten about that. So, yeah, thanks for reminding me.
And was it Doak that ended up taking the potion of like ethereal or some whatever it was called?
I don't think
I don't know if we
so.
divided any other potions.
If
though.
yeah, I don't think
Well-
because I added the Ion Stone to his inventory, but not.
Yeah, it was the one that I was given, and I handed it off because it would only cover half of me. It was the vial of cloudy gray oil, but I don't think I wrote down what it was.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you say that I had that? What was it? The oil of
Etherealness.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the what I was talking about. Okay.
Yeah, the other one that Doak had was the liquid with the tiny red bead that grew and shrunk. That was the potion of diminution. And then a potion which I found with an eyeball and a yellowish liquid that's disgusting, and also a potion of mind reading.
While you guys are all kind of poking through your stuff, resting, you see that Doak has focused on this little stone for a while, and then he kind of looks at it, gets a kind of a goofy grin, and he tosses it up, and it starts floating in the air and slowly orbiting around his head. Cool. It's just,
All right.
Also, during this short rest, I'm attuning to the Wand of the War Mage, so
all right.
because I need to do that. So.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna heal.
And I'm just keeping an eye out.
So go ahead and make
I
a
didn't get hurt.
yeah. Roll a perception check.
All right.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say,
the dragon got paralyzed before he got a chance to do any of his poison breath. He did
sheet.
physical attacks.
Yeah.
I was just say my sheet has no health down.
That'd
Although
be 18.
Okay, great. Yeah, you don't detect anything. Everything's very quiet. Yeah, I think basically what happened is that the dragon only got one round of attacks in that second fight, and it
Right.
spent them all on Nira, and then it got paralyzed, and it stayed paralyzed for the whole rest of the fight.
Awesome.
I have a question about this periaptive wound closure. Since I am not attuned to it, I can't double the number of hit die right now, right?
Right. You do. Well, you can.
I have to attune to it
Yeah,
first.
you can attune to it over a short rest, and
Okay.
then I'll let you apply the bonus.
Oh,
as a result.
sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. That was very useful.
All right.
All right.
Doak, kind of thinking more about it, just kind of says, "What should I tell my moms if they call again? I mean, I'm just letting you guys know that if I tell her exactly what happened when she calls, she's probably going to tell me to come home."
Well, I mean, the dragon's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a good person to answer this question for you because I.
Well, I
He's
guess
used to confessing it.
true.
because I guess I'm just trying to be responsible, because what I really want to do is not go home. But I just know what
Tell
my
her
moms would
we're all
say.
safe. We're
Yeah.
all healthy and
Fine
safe.
now.
I always tell the truth.
Yeah.
I mean,
it feels wrong to lie.
yeah, well, I don't know. Sometimes it works out, but for me personally, I lied to my parents and ended up a cleric. So,
You don't want that to happen, because that would be terrible.
Well, it seems like you can do some pretty cool stuff.
yeah.
Is that because you're a cleric, or
Yeah, it's because I'm a cleric, but this was not the path I would have chosen for myself. So
what would you have chosen?
Yeah. What would you have chosen, Nira? I
Well-
gotta hear this.
believe it or not, I probably would have chosen to work in our library there. I spent most of my time with books anyway.
How many people did you get with books?
I only did that when they interrupted me. So
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I'm sure the books would have been fascinating, but I'm pretty sure that you would have been bored.
oh, I don't know. The library in Villa Nocta that's kind of my happy place.
Well, we'll go back there, I'm sure.
well, and for what it's worth, I mean, I'm glad you're here with us right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is. It is. No. Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I said, well, you know, I can't go back in time and change it.
That's the
Wait,
whole
what?
point, isn't it?
What? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's an inside
Nothing.
joke.
Yeah, it's an inside joke.
He kind of narrows his eyes, looking at you guys a little bit. Just was like, you guys are keeping secrets.
Yep.
Us?
All right, fine.
You'll learn as you get older that sometimes you have to keep secrets, keep people safe, and frankly, most people wouldn't believe half the things we know anyway. When I turned to the rest to Nirkina and Otterkey, and in our shared fish language, I tell them, this kid's got potential, but he's got a lot of heart too.
I think Doak looks
Yeah.
up to Granis and just says, it's kind of rude. And he says in giant, like, it's kind of rude when people talk a language that the rest of the group can't understand, isn't it?
Very much so. In giant. Think how you feel now. That's how your moms will feel.
Well, shoot. See, I was all set to say you just told me secrets were good. Oh, well.
Well, in our defense, I did say that I don't think that I'm the proper person to answer that question for you. So,
Yeah, but you didn't hear what we just said. We spoke in giant.
no,
Oh,
no.
we heard it. It's
I
loud,
couldn't-
slow, and
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Sounds like
what you
rock
heard was Alaric talking about Doak in Kuatuan.
See, that's what it feels like.
All right. So, I mean, are we ready? Have we done all the things?
Everybody
Well,
We're ready
I
to
mean,
go.
I'm rested, but
Anybody
I
got
mean,
any
do
food?
we? I mean, I have just like trail rations. I mean, it'll do.
Granis, you wouldn't know of any edible mushrooms anywhere around here, would you?
Oh Lord.
You
Hey, they're good in a
definitely
pinch.
would, although you know that like mushrooms are certainly one of the things that stone giants eat, but you also had the farm like out on the plateau. That's where more of the food comes from, but it hasn't been tended.
it's kind of a walk to get the good mushrooms right now.
Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe tiny stomachs get hungry sooner. I don't know.
Been a while. It's been like a couple of days.
Yeah. I guess still got some travel rations around here.
Yeah, well. At least it's food. Let's see to that stature, shall we?
So I have to go ahead and cast daylight on the beacon.
Do you still have the spell slot for that?
Yes, I saved one
All right.
purposely.
So we got to set up the reflector. So I'm gonna help them set up the reflector using the immovable rod
Okay.
so that it's at the exact height.
Wait, hold on. I
Wait, so
forgot.
are you
I have...
casting daylight while everyone's still up in the tower, or are you?
Well, as we go to head out, that's gonna
Okay.
be the last thing I do before we leave.
All right.
Holy crap! I forgot that I had that level 6 spell now. Just the one.
Yeah. Now that you guys leveled up to level 11 after that last fight, and so, yeah. Speaking of which, Doak just kind of out of nowhere says, "I can turn invisible now."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's neat.
That's
Well,
right.
and this isn't even like, like there's there's invisibility where you can't really do anything but sneak around. I can be invisible and still attack.
Wow.
That is very
This
useful.
isn't the spotty thing you were doing before, right? Where you were invisible half the time because you just weren't here.
No, because that in that spell, I'm actually blinking in and out of the ethereal plane. That's how I was able to just poof right out of the those tendril things on the weird stalagmite monsters. But this, I would still be on the same plane, just invisible.
Right. With a
Maybe
bit more control.
Should I turn
figured out your
invisible
trick,
before
but-
we go in there? Just like because we don't know what we're gonna find in there, so like I could sneak in, they won't know that I'm there. What do you think?
Well, well, we got some idea what we're going to see in there, but
Yeah.
I'd hold on to that for maybe when we have some idea. We keep
Okay.
maybe back a bit further.
Save that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Just stay back a little bit. If things get hairy, then you can.
Well, it only lasts for a minute too, so
Yeah.
yeah,
You
Save it.
definitely want to wait.
okay.
could spend a minute walking through the door.
But it sounds like fun, and I understand why you want to use it right away.
I'm really kind of excited.
Good for you.
You're such a cute little one.
I will choose to take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Well, I figured it
We're
was meant
all-
as one, so thanks.
Yeah.
So are you casting the daylight spell now on the beacon, and then
Yes, if we are leaving, I will hit it with daylight and we can go.
so once again you touch the crystal and the got a dog on camera.
It's a polymorph spell.
I also got polymorph.
Yeah. So,
Hello, Birdie.
once again, bright daylight emerges from the crystal in the beacon, shines out through the reflecting lenses there in the tower, and shedding bright light throughout the entirety of the cave. And then you all begin hurrying down the stairs, carrying with you the immovable rod and all the rest of your gear, making
And the
your
reflector.
Yep, and the reflector. And you are making your way back to that big open plaza with the enormous statue. And it's a few minutes in that direction, walking over that way. But then you do reach the base where you see the broken pedestal on which the reflector used to sit. And then the big statue, which, as you may recall, consists of a whole bunch of different statues. Hang on, I'm trying to pull up my note where I wrote what it says, what it's called. Okay, see, I thought I can't find my notes right now where I wrote what it looks
It's a
like.
story statue, right?
Yes, it is, and so I could definitely describe it. I'm just trying to, like, did I have the more elaborate description? I can't find it now. But yes, so it is a statue of a number of different stone giants in various poses. But you see now the pedestal where the reflector once stood, and you can see now the daylight emanating from the top of the beacon tower.
All right. The top of the tower, is that or the top of this place where it's supposed to be? Is that a place you can reach, Grannis, to
Yes.
put the rod?
Yeah, she would have to hold her hands over her head to reach that height, but it's reachable from that.
All right. Let's tie a rope around it. Then you set it up there. All you have to do apparently is hit this button. Can you hit the button?
I put it in the position it needs to go. I hit the button.
And you feel its weight ease off of your hands as soon as you press the button, and you take your hands away, and it just floats there, exactly where you put it.
She kind of like touches it again to try to move it. Oh,
Nope,
that's cool.
it's very it's fixed in place.
All right.
Cool.
Is that rope good and solid?
What's the rope for?
Well, we got to position the thing once it's up there, right? That'll probably take one of us to
Oh,
hold
to
it, at
like
least for a
to
little while.
tie the reflector to it. What? I guess
Well-
I'm not clear. What?
Can't it just sit like on the top of the?
I can put the reflector on top of the rod.
I guess I don't know what the rope's for.
Well, you could barely reach up that high, Grannis. So I was thinking of climbing up the rope. You hand up the reflector, and I'll see if I can get it in position.
Or I could just lift you.
Well, yeah.
I promise I won't throw you. There's no tactical
I
advantage.
think Doak kind of
Like
leans
to
up
throw
to
things.
Grannis and says, "I think he really wants to use the rope."
He really does.
All right, fine. How do we go?
Oi.
Hey, easy, easy. I am not a rock.
No.
My people may have been born of the rocks, but I am not a rock. Just remember that.
So the position that trying to lay the reflector on the immovable rod, it's a little tricky trying to get it pointed in approximately the right location. It's a little awkward because it is fairly big and heavy for a medium-sized creature to try to be holding and manipulating, and also you're trying to point it in a direction that's away from the light, and it's a little bit awkward trying to get it placed just right. So I'm going to ask you to make a dexterity check for me.
All right.
Do not drop it.
This reflector, is it just a simple oval dish or something, or are there?
It's got a metal frame holding a sort of a piece of polished and cut crystal that's pretty thick. And Alaric, you actually also recall that when a crevice opened up during the dragon fight, you and the reflector both fell in, and it seemed pretty sturdy. Like
Okay.
it's not unbreakable, but it's pretty sturdy.
And how high up are we?
You're about 20 feet off the ground.
Okay. Well, I could tie a rope to it if you're worried, but I'm more likely to get a bruise than it is. All right, let's see. Straight up dex. Total of 15.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a while, partly because, like you're in a position where you're kind of blocking the light and it's heavy and you're trying to organize it. And the rest of you are kind of watching him do this, looking back
Hey.
and forth between...
Did you say left? Is that my left or
Yeah.
your left?
You're-
A lot?
You're looking back and forth between looking up at him and then looking over at where the light is cast on the shadows of this statue. And it's actually kind of dramatic because the reflection of the light through this device is very bright, and it's casting these huge black shadows all across the interior wall of this enormous cavern that you're in.
I
And
can't
they're-
resist. I do the bunny ears thing. in front of the-
And they're swinging back and forth. You see the shadow of a bunny that must be 200 feet tall.
Nasty teeth.
Its hops cause the earth to tremble beneath your feet. So yes, these shadows are sort of veering wildly as the reflector moves around. But then, with just one more slight adjustment, the irregular shapes of the walls and the ceiling of this cavern behind it, and the irregular shapes of the shadows of the statue suddenly come into focus, and you see shapes cast as shadows along the wall. Only in this perfect position does it line up right. But you see now this simple statue of stone giants looking sad, looking resigned, looking determined. Very simple statue, but suddenly behind you, you see, or not behind you, but behind them on this wall, you see shadows that tell a story in pictures of a lone stone giant walking a barren plain, encountering an enormous purple tear. And you can see this purple crystal that was in the statue is now writ large as the light shines through it against the wall, what looks like an enormous fissure that fills the sky. And then this stone giant returns to what is now recognizably the plateau of the stone giants in profile. And then as it continues along the wall, speaking to others and then constructing a vault. And then the vault closing, and then the last moment seems to be a number of stone giants emerging into some strange new world. And all of this is told in shadow with just probably before seeing it, you would have been skeptical that it would be possible to tell a story so effectively in shadow, and yet there it is.
That's
incredible.
amazing.
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of stone. I've seen some light tricks, but that's amazing.
And Granis,
Very
you know,
I'm not a fan of this story.
yeah, you know, Granis, that although telling stories with the shadow of the statue and having that kind of be part of the art of it is definitely a medium in which your people work regularly. But it's true that in the last couple of weeks before going into the vault, the entire city came together to work on this one. And even though you don't like the story, the accomplishment of the statue is really pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit heartbreaking to see that the thing that brought everyone together on this one collaborative project was
The thing that excluded me.
yeah.
And that's one of the things that's really frustrating for Granis, is because it is so beautiful, but it is so painful.
And so it takes a while before you can tear your eyes away from the impressive shadow mural that's been cast on this far cavern wall, but you do recognize that at the very base of it, if you follow along what would be at the level of the ground, if you make your way all the way to the far wall, you do see the glowing outline of a door.
There it is.
Yep.
Hmm.
And I assume this is the way that I got in last time, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Let me
Well.
open the door for you. And she moves over and she opens the door.
So it's a ways. You actually, it takes a few minutes to walk all the way over there,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah.
That's how big this place is. The shadows, this mural, hundreds and hundreds of feet tall, across the irregular pattern of the wall.
Now, when this light goes out, does that door go away? Is that how this works?
Yes.
Can we prop it open? The door?
If the door goes away, can we get out?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know.
Uh,
I wonder if my wand will let us out. I have one charge.
You know, you had never really wanted to try the wand on that particular door because, you know, before
What if it didn't work?
you pushed over the pedestal in order to erase the door, right? And that said, you get the feeling that when it was magically hidden, it's hard to know what would have happened. So you're not sure. You know that the stone is pretty thick there. It may not go all the way through.
So, I don't know. But we
Wow.
know how much time we have. Because you know how long your spell lasts, right?
It only lasts for an hour.
All right. Well,
Which is already about 15 minutes into it now.
We'd better hustle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you open the door?
did Christiana cut out for everybody else?
Yeah. It's happened
Yeah.
a couple times.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Do you hear
Yeah.
me? Am I?
Yes.
We hear you again.
Okay. I'm not sure what happened. I haven't done anything. Okay. So, do you open the door?
Brandis,
Push.
I'm pretty figuring this is probably a
Open
Brandis sized
the
door.
door.
Let's see. Hang on. I need to make sure I don't have my double music. There we go. All right. As you push open this door, there is a mechanism in it that, in many, so this door would be far too heavy to move if it was solid all the way through this passage of about 25 feet leading into the vault. But the mechanism is such that pushing open this door consequently opens a series of more doors behind it. So what would be a solid passageway now opens almost as though you're, parting a beaded curtain that just extends into the wall.
As we
And-
go on, I say, this reminds me of a story once. About a halfling, I think. He walked into this place of more doors.
I heard you can't do that simply.
No, this was not simple.
Anyway, what you see through this passage as you make your way through what would be a fairly simple passageway for a giant, but is enormous for the rest of you. 25 feet tall, 30 feet wide, and you pass through and you see that on the other side is another enormous chamber, probably a good 500, 600 feet across, circular, with enormous stone columns supporting a large ceiling. And all around the circumference of this round room, you see more and more stone giants, all sitting in the cross-legged position against the wall. And as you watch, you realize they're not moving at all. They don't even seem to be breathing. On the floor is an enormous magic circle of some kind, glowing with green runic energy. Itself is a good 60 feet across. But the most striking feature of this room is on the far side as you enter, a statue of a stone giant, but this one is easily 50 feet tall, this statue, and it stands there resolute, one hand outstretched and holding another one of those purple crystals that's clearly been carved to look like the fissures, and it's holding it aloft as though contemplating it. And at the base of this statue's feet is a throne on which you see a gaunt, tired-looking stone giant in strange ceremonial-type clothes, who is sitting there in the throne with her eyes closed.
And this big statue, that's the statue that's supposed to resemble our spirit. But it could also actually be our spirit, correct?
Yeah, it's kind of complicated, just in
Yeah.
the sense that representation versus reality in this sort of purview is a little loose.
Because the defining feature of my people is inaction. So him being still,
Right. And so specifically the crystal is actually an addition to the statue.
since I've been here.
Well, since this whole project.
Okay, yeah.
So they've converted what had been the open throne room into the vault, and they added that crystal to the statue.
Do I know what their intentions were by doing that, or I was not purview to any of the plans? Or
You weren't really involved, although you know that the whole story of it was that these purple things were the signs of the impending end of the dream.
Okay. So I explained that to my new friends about how, yeah, these purple things, which you seem to know what they are supposed to be signs that the dream is going to end. And everybody came here so that they could come together to wake up. But apparently they all think that I'm not really part of them and that I'm not going to wake up with them. But I know that she, pointing at the emaciated one, was trying to trick my mind and make me believe. And I was able to resist, but they weren't. But I think she believes it too, so I don't know what happened.
Can I get how far away is that green circle of runes and stuff?
The center of it is about 40 feet from the throne. So basically, it's more or less right in front of the throne, which is still about 80 feet further into the room than you are entering it.
Because I would like to check that out and see if I can, or maybe Doak might know. Like we could jointly look at it and see if we know what it is.
From this distance, you can tell that it's runic shapes. Doak would recognize that it's the giant characters, like the alphabet, the giant writing. But you would have to get much closer to be able to read it, or try to interpret its magic.
All right.
The glowing green, though, without even making a roll, suggests an active magic.
Right. Granis, do you know anything about the magic circle in the center? Or is that new?
It is new.
It's new since all of this started, but it's not new since the last time I've been here, right?
It was there when you last, peeked into the vault, but it hadn't been there before the construction of the vault.
That was added just like the purple stone in our spirit was added.
Yeah. Narikina, Otterkey, do you sense anything about that stone?
No? It's just a crystal, right?
Yeah, or at the very least, you don't, in your fragment of the stolen moment, you have sensed fissures previously, and you don't sense anything from that.
Granish, did it have its hand open, this statue? Did it have it open before? And was there something else in its hand?
It didn't have something else in its hand, right? And
well, so in fact,
but the
now that
statue
he
is
points
pretty
it
much the
out,
same, correct?
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Now I can hear you.
That's
I
weird.
I heard her throughout that. Did you guys not hear me, or?
No, I did not
Couldn't
hear
hear
you.
Christiana.
I think
no.
when anybody else is speaking, you end up getting muted.
Wow, what's going on there? I've not ever seen that before with this setup. That's a little bit concerning.
It could just be a loose connection, maybe a loose wire or something.
I'm literally sitting here not touching anything in between what's happening. Like barely even moving.
Doggone it, Melicanth.
Okay, so am I muting every time you guys make noise?
I don't
Not
think
exactly
it's
every
every-
time.
Doesn't seem like it, no.
Okay,
But-
well, hopefully that won't keep happening. Let me close any unnecessary programs here, just to, yeah.
Kinda
Okay.
like Mark a couple episodes back.
All right. Well, hopefully
random.
it won't be too much of a thing. But Granis, now that Alaric asks the question, the pose is similar enough that you didn't really catch this before. But now that he asks, the statue is actually in a slightly different position than before. You realize it pointed as though pointing into the distance before, but now it's holding something with its palm up.
It is slightly different. It used to be pointing, and now it's holding. And are there any other slight changes that I might notice?
Make a perception check.
If I take a closer look at the statue, can I see if it's been reworked?
You're pretty far away still.
14.
14. You're not sure, maybe?
Okay. I can't tell you exactly. I mean, I grew up with this thing around, but I was so distracted by the stone. There might be slight other changes, but it seems strange to me that they could go from, this, this with the hand to this. How did they get the fingers? You carve away, but how do you add? Which
You know, Grannis, that like there are ways of reworking statues, but one this size would certainly be very difficult, and you weren't aware of them doing that. It's also a little bit like, why would they?
yeah.
It's supposed to sort of be the spirit. To
Why
rework it
we
is
change the spirit?
Yeah.
I don't.
But you
understand.
guys are all still kind of standing sort of just inside the doorway across this really large room. You see, as I had mentioned, this stone giant woman that looks much more like the what you had expected from the stone giants, in the sense of does not have Grannis's hunched back or other misshapen features. She looks very thin, but is just sitting there on the throne and has not apparently responded to your presence in any way.
Does she have the same sort of may not be breathing look that the rest of the ones did?
No.
No. All
For once you sort of had a look at them, you realize the other ones are also now they're all the same color, as though what they were wearing is the same color as their skin. That's not the case for her.
Can I detect, like, if I focus and concentrate on the statue, can I tell if it's like spiritual energy, like if it actually might be the spirit?
Make a religion check.
It's like a +7. Yes. Ooh, okay, so that is a 23.
You definitely sense a lot of spiritual energy within that statue, but something about it feels very unfamiliar. It, oddly enough, you're used to a spirit, like when you feel that energy, what it feels like is a sort of lively energy. This feels asleep.
Okay. I'm going to take a few steps closer and carefully, because I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I definitely don't want to step inside the magic circle. I think that would be bad.
Right. Do you guys want to... we can just say, for example, that you guys approach towards the center of the room, near but not within the magic circle.
Are there any just random stones lying around?
No, not really. There's, there.
Granite is just cracking her knuckles.
Not unless you are
Okay.
counting what appear to be the statuified versions of all the other stone giants.
She's trying to do something with her hands,
Yeah.
and she's.
Then there's
nervous.
also the big support columns too in the room. But the reason I specified that type of location specifically is because then I can bring us to the map.
Cool.
All right, let's.
Ooh.
All right.
Rune-tastic.
Yeah. So you are now more close to the center of this enormous circular room. You can see, of course, the magic circle in front of it, the statue here holding out the crystal, the throne, and the stone giant sitting in it, various stone giant statues along the wall. And as you've gotten closer, they do appear to be stone statues. And these are columns. Running up.
People sometimes say the dwarves don't get old and die, they turn to stone, but maybe that's actually true for your people. Is this
It's not what happened to my parents.
What happened to them?
They died like normal people.
You know, Grannis,
Normal
that there is folklore that says certain really wise elders have learned to meditate so deeply that they turn to stone, but you've never known of it actually happening to anybody.
I mean, there's stories. My parents never could do it, but you know, you can meditate so hard you become the stone. But they're not elders. They're not wonderful spiritual people. They're just the entire town.
Yeah, and in fact, you see as you look around the circumference of the room that they're not all identical. I mean, they do have differing features in a lot of ways. Many of them look similar to one another, but you do see some are smaller, perhaps children. There's both men and women, and not in any apparent pattern, but all seated in that cross-legged position against the wall.
Yeah, like that one over there. He was a mushroom farmer.
Oh, really?
What does a mushroom farmer know about meditation?
Well, you'd be surprised. I mean,
That one was a smith, and so on and so on.
yeah.
Now, there's my teacher over there.
And what's their face on the throne? That's the one you said responsible for making everybody think this way. Is that right?
The Dream Walker.
What was their name again?
Hang on. It's in my notes.
Calcifa.
Calcifa, thank you. I'm like, it's something with a K. Calcifa. Sure.
Doke, can you read these symbols? I'm not familiar with this alphabet.
He can read the runes as letters. He's going to make an Arcana check to see if
I
he
hope he
can
can.
understand what it does.
Just looks like squiggles to me. Like some giant.
Can I assist him at all?
Yeah, you can do that. I just had him roll, but we'll say he's rolling with advantage because you're assisting.
Okay.
Doesn't look like anything.
That's
to me.
good because he rolled a lot better the second time. That's a 19 instead of a 10. Yeah, he says that these magic symbols seem to be designed to produce a slowing effect and possibly even petrification, which seems reasonable based on what's going on here.
Are they carved into the floor or just painted on top?
They seem to have been first drawn on top or painted, but now have taken on a magic energy of their own.
Grannis, do you know who made these marks? Is that also
They
part
did.
of Calcifa?
The whole town got together and built this. They stopped doing their jobs. They stopped farming. They stopped working. They sold off all the animals, and they just worked on this. Everybody did it. The children, the adults, everyone she tricked.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
No, you don't think it's those guys.
What guy?
No,
You
I don't
seen this
believe it's
before?
those guys, but it certainly seems like a, similar trait.
What are you talking about? You've seen this before?
Not exactly.
These fissures that occur, whenever they occur, they have effects on people that it's very strange. So they almost get like this obsession with either something. It's a singular focus. With the hobgoblins, it was a singular focus on us. There were those little machine. They're building that tower, and that was their focus. In Elamond, they had the spirit was focused on preserving its little sphere there, and these fissures cause people to focus on one thing, and usually in a destructive way. I would like to walk around the circle,
Okay.
and because I want to try and touch the statue or get close enough. Like,
Okay.
I don't want to touch
So
her.
you're coming like around this way or
Yeah, I want to go around that way.
okay?
When you've seen things like this, and she's asking the rest of the group, what causes it? Is it the fissure, or is the fissure able to work through someone else? Because Calcifa is the one that was convincing people. Calcifa's the one that turned everyone.
And in the past, we've seen it affect a person, and that person in return, and affects others. Or they can also be a sort of a portal, and outside entities can come into this plane and control minds, essentially.
So the Fisher may not be here, but when she was out there in the outside world, she may have run into one of these Fishers and come back
True.
and done this to my people.
Yes.
Maybe. I'm going to go around the other side.
Okay. I was just going to ask if everyone was letting Nira go up and do that all by herself or what. So,
Well,
I
wherever
have
near
to
it
touch
goes,
the thing.
something is probably going to explode. So I want to be on the other side.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Yeah, I like the idea. I'll follow Mira around, so
Okay.
Doak, where would you like to go? I need
couple
to
going
make sure
each
that you're
way.
safe.
Well, I mean, I guess if we're splitting up to go around in each direction, I could go after Alaric.
All right, I'm gonna go with Doak, but she's kind of
Nice and symmetrical.
All right.
in front of him.
All right. So you guys are slowly making your way around the.
Although her body's in front of Doak.
Oh, okay. You want to be going first?
Yes.
Okay. He is.
She feels
not
very
gonna...
protective of him.
Aw.
Yes.
Okay. So are you, Nira? You were trying to get close enough to touch the statue, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So note you have to get pretty close because obviously, like this is its arm, but it's standing. So
Right.
to
right.
get to its feet, you're basically gonna have to be. Like, how close are you willing to get to the throne here, or are you going like all the way around to the side?
Yeah, I want to I don't want to get too close to her, to Calcifa.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
Speaking of bad ideas, that's my role. I'm going for the throne.
Oh no.
Okay. Are you guys kind of timing your approaches roughly even, like staying even with each other, or?
I don't think
I
we're
think
paying
so.
much attention, but it probably would
Yeah.
be, roughly.
Okay. So as the first to get within, getting closest there, the first in the respective marching orders, I would like to have both Nira and Alaric make a charisma saving throw.
Let's take the hit.
And Mira is within my
Aha.
my saving throw aura,
Yep.
so you get advantage.
Well, it's not advantage, it's like a
Or
plus.
not advantage. I'm sorry. You're right. +4. +4.
Even better.
Okay. Well, then that puts me at a 28. No,
Okay.
that's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
28.
yeah, that is right. Yeah, because
Wow.
I have a +7.
I got a
Already.
19. I thought I was doing well.
All right, yeah. So, both of you feel, as you approach, that there's a little bit of just kind of. You feel just a little bit intimidated by the stone giant on the throne for a moment. Like the presence just exudes from this creature, even though she is not moving or saying anything. She's just still sitting there with her eyes closed, but you feel like you could just feel her as you got a little closer.
That's creepy. I do not.
Hold up, Drokara and Granis. You feel that?
Is it the same thing that I felt earlier?
I'm assuming that Nira and Alaric stopped their forward motion when they felt that. And so you haven't felt anything yet, Granis.
Not yet, but Doak, stay here.
It's
And
like
Granis is gonna get
Like-
to the scene.
I think he whispers like, "Should I turn invisible?"
If
No,
something
hold on to
bad
that.
happens to me, yes. So I step up close enough to Alaric,
Okay.
and do I feel the same that I felt?
Yeah,
before?
make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma. I have nothing. But luckily I rolled well with that, so... Oh! So I get a -1 on that, so 17.
Okay. Yeah, so you once again feel the familiar just aura of personality that surrounds this woman. This
Oh, that's her. Don't
Yeah.
go close to it. You'll change your mind.
yeah.
What is that? Hey, Nirakina, Otterkey, do you feel that in your head? I mean, shout that across the room.
Archie, don't go close. Doke, don't go close. It might get you.
She's creepy.
Just out of curiosity, is that am I trying to be charmed? Because I do have advantage on that as well. So
Okay, well,
that
so
matters.
you succeeded anyway, but yes, it is a charm effect. So, yeah, you
Okay.
would have had advantage, but you succeeded anyway.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going and push through, and I'm gonna. Okay, I need to warn Archie first. It's like,
Yeah. Well, I think Alaric and Granis have just called across the
That's
room.
right.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's like,
I guess I'll
how do you feel about it? I don't know.
I'll wait here a minute.
All right, so Nira is approaching. What about you, Alaric and Granis? Are you?
yeah, I'm moving a little closer.
I'm gonna stay here, but just kind of staying between Doke and Alaric.
Okay.
I'm keeping my
I can
eyes
jump to help
on
anyway.
Calcifa for any sign of movement.
Okay. So you're like there, and so make a perception check.
Perception. I can do that. Yep. Can't get my dice on the table. I cannot do that. That was a total of 9.
Okay. She's holding very still.
Oi,
Like she doesn't look petrified like the others, but
creepy one on the stone seat. You alive in there?
no response.
Want to touch the thing?
So Nira, you are now like underneath the arm here, approaching the side of its leg.
Dig up in the armpit.
I don't
And so
think
you reach out and you touch the leg of the statue.
Mm-hmm.
It's stone. Nothing
And I
happens.
can't feel anything else. Like even if I focus very,
you
very.
still have this sense of the dormant spiritual energy within this room, but nothing seems to be affected by touching the statue.
I don't know if this is going to be a really bad idea, but
Always a good start to
so I would like to use. Where is it?
Come on, stone to flesh.
Well, not what I
Yeah.
was thinking. If it's asleep, maybe I can wake it up. So I would like to use my shocking grasp cantrip.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank goodness she's
I
not
was
saying this
kidding.
out loud.
I was kidding about digging under the armpit. You know that,
All right. So you're going to use shocking grasp on the statue.
yeah, it's probably a really bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Given that it is petrified, I'm going to say you don't even have to roll to make this touch attack. How about that? You reach out with your hand, and having touched it already, you channel the effects of your shocking grasp into it, and you feel the magical energy discharge, but it's stone. Nothing happens.
I'm going to get closer to that throne.
All right.
Does this one have the same, with all the clothes and accoutrements also changing to the gray stone as well, or is there still something
No.
distinct?
No, it's all cloth, and in fact, as you get closer, you detect just very subtle. She is breathing,
No, this
but
one
it's
isn't.
just very slow and even.
This one isn't stone yet. Oi, Calcifa, the hell you think you're doing? Or what in the hells, I guess you think you're doing, to be canon appropriate.
Make an insight check.
I can try one.
Mhm.
Making one's a whole other thing. Yeah, that's a 6.
No response at all.
Maybe she's half asleep. How high up is the throne? Like, is it what kind of dimensions are we looking at?
So basically, it is not a huge throne for giant proportions, but obviously it would be very large for your proportions. And so the seat of the throne is probably 7 feet or so from the ground.
All right. I think it'd be probably impolite to crawl over their legs, so I'm just going to crawl up and climb up the side of the throne so I can stand on the arm.
Okay. As you're doing that, Granis, you make a an intelligence check.
18.
You, having known the sort of stuff that she was preaching before, she was basically saying that anyone not a stone giant is literally not real.
Yeah.
So Alaric, you have kind of climbed up onto the arm of the throne because the stone giant's arms, her arms are on the arms of the throne. It's a little crowded. There's not a lot of area to stand, but you have climbed up onto the side.
Fortunately, I'm relatively small, so my little feet can fit around, I guess.
So while he's doing that, Grant kind of shouts over, Calcifer, are you still here?
She's right there.
Finally, she, in a very low, even tone, just speaks. Where else would I be?
What language?
Giant.
No. What'd she say?
Doak says, she said, where else would I be?
Well, that's not much of an answer.
Calcifer, how much longer can you survive like this? Your physical body's gonna give out pretty soon.
I will survive as long as I need to.
What end? What are you expecting to happen?
I will protect my people until they awake, or until I can no longer do so.
What are you protecting them from?
Any
I killed
of-
the dragon.
You have defeated a vision. I protect my people from any who would seek to disturb their meditation and prevent their peaceful reawakening into the new world. You know this.
She's cracking her knuckles again and just really
And
trying hard
Doak,
not to react.
Doak passes along to the rest of you what she said there.
Well, I guess that checks out.
I think you're misled. I think you're being influenced by something that you saw in the outside world. It's not real.
That is what I have been trying to say. I went into the dream. I saw the evidence of its lack of substance, its unreality. I learned the truth from seeing the dream shattering, and I have come here to ensure that our people survive the waking.
You were charmed by something in the dream. This is not the spirit. I mean, what you saw wasn't the spirit.
You do not understand. This has been clear. My mind is at ease, though I have sorrow for you that you are not able to see it.
What was that part about shattering? Granis, asked her about the shattering.
Shattering?
Yeah, she said something about going into the dream and it shattering. Maybe that's when the moment was taken.
I think it's the fissures she's referring to.
Can you tell me what you mean by shattering?
If you had the ears to hear the truth, you would have already begun your meditation.
Well, then break it down for me. Help me understand what you saw. Please.
Though I am saddened to know it, you are not capable of understanding.
Where was it? Where did she see it?
Turns around in a circle. I'm just kind of grumbling, trying really hard not to smash things. So,
Aside from dispel magic, would I know how to get rid of that circle in the middle?
It doesn't look like it would be as simple as scuffing anything out now that it's active in this way. Dispel magic might do it. Something other similar that cancels magic might do it. But you're also not sure exactly how it works. You don't know if that would restore anyone who's already been petrified, or if it would just stop the new effect.
I mean, I don't have dispel magic equipped anyway, so I mean that's kind of a moot point. That's why I was asking. So.
Doke, I think, kind of pushes past you a little bit, Granis, but carefully stays where, not approaching anywhere
Okay.
past where Alaric had been, and he
Be
just
careful,
calls
little
out
cute
and
one.
says, "I know that you say that us smaller folk aren't real, but I had a friend named Deke who came, and Granis here said that you brought some smaller people in here with you. Where are they?" And you see, there's a long pause. And so he's saying that in Giant, by the way. So this is all a little complicated. I think he'll call out the translation of that for the rest of you. And so the stone giant lifts one arm, and you can see that she's almost straining just to lift her arm, but she points, and you guys can see off in sort of a shadowy corner there seem to be smaller statues similarly petrified.
and I assume they look like the little people I saw earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are.
Doke goes to run in that direction. He
No.
actually runs a little closer, and he's going to make a saving throw. Oh, that's not a good roll.
Oh no, not my little one.
I mean, see, he's got.
We're not going to get a deposit back if he's broken
Yeah, let's see.
or broken.
He looks like he was hurrying to run past to go where she was pointing, which is off in this direction. But then as he gets a little closer, because he wasn't sort of thinking, you see him kind of slow to a stop and kind of just stand there for a second.
Doke, back away from the circle. Back away from the throne.
Joker, are you okay?
The stone giant stands up and opens her eyes. And Granis, she looks at you and says in Giant, "Some of the little folk have proven that they have a giant soul and can participate in the waking.
You
seems-
stay away from him.
She's charming him, is what she's doing. She's using magic.
He is gonna, he gets one more saving throw.
Fight
here.
it, Doke.
Oh, as she is standing over him, his eyes do seem to clear just a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, wait, what?"
I'm gonna hop down
All right.
between the two of them.
Okay.
Grab Doak by the shoulders.
All right.
Yeah.
Wake up. Slap him across the face.
And,
Grannis is really annoyed, and she gets a little closer and she says, "So you're telling me that I'm not giant enough, but they are?
And drag Doak away.
The dream people are more real than me?"
she says, I am not the arbiter who chooses which soul passes into which body.
You are such a charlatan. You don't even know how fake you are. You don't know how much you're being used. Is there... And she looks like she's got a thought. And she looks at Nira. Is there a way to get rid of a charm on somebody?
I'm going to drag Doak away at the very least.
Okay.
Try to-
You're dragging him like what, back this way?
Yeah. Doak, I need you to focus. I don't know what the hell those two are yelling about, and you're the only one
I
who
think
can tell me.
he's kind of shaking his head and he's like, oh, no, yeah, I mean, thank you, but like, I'm okay now. I have to go, I have to go over there, and he starts going around
along.
this way.
I found a good hard slap frequently works.
Stop him.
Hell.
Don't let him go.
Right.
And
He's
she
just going to
said,
go around the other side.
Yeah, well, that's what he was doing. Are you following him, or that's what he said he was going to do? Is he was going around the other side because he wants
Yeah.
to basically go over here?
I'll go with him.
Okay.
You said these people were petrified, right? That was one of the effects of this magic circle. That's not the same as paralyzed, is it? Is it different?
Doak says no. I mean, petrified. It's they turn to stone. It's like
Doak.
what a basilisk does.
Doak, before you
Son
go
of
to
a-
your friends, stop.
What?
Can you get rid of a charm on someone?
I don't know how to do that.
Does lesser restoration work on charms?
It ought to say. I don't remember.
It says blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
I think
Or
greater.
so
one
no.
disease
Yeah.
or condition.
Lesser does not.
Yeah, greater would.
I think. I don't think I have that, or if you know, I don't have that equipped, so it's a, yeah, doesn't matter. Anyway,
Well, because if we can get rid of the charm on Calcifa,
Oh, wait,
we'll
you
break
think
the charm on everyone else.
she's charmed?
Yes.
I
That
could
might
slap
not
her
be
upside
the
the face
case.
if that helps.
Yeah.
At this point, Calcifa says in common,
Mhm.
I sense that there are many of you here, dreamers imbued with dream magics. This is a holy place. I would ask that you leave immediately.
yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm a cleric. Holy places are like my thing, so
If we're not real, why does it matter?
exactly.
Besides, it doesn't look all that holy to me.
I would not expect you to understand. I simply ask that you leave, and I warn you that even in my weakened state, I can call upon the Spirit's power to defend this place, and will do so if provoked.
You think these people chose this?
Are you talking to her, or are you following Doak over to the?
I'm yelling across the room as best as I can, but I'm
Okay.
definitely following Doak.
All right.
I don't think I'm getting any closer.
All right.
Doak.
I'll say from here, it's close enough that he can say, "That's him. That's him. He turned him to stone."
I'll slap him on the shoulder. It's all right. They'll stay that way for a while. We got.
I don't.
It's not permanent.
Isn't it?
Not really.
I don't know how to fix it. Do you?
I'm working on it.
It's got to be a way.
There are ways to cure being turned to stone. But I don't think he chose this. I'm going to yell that over towards the giant, Calcifa. I think you made that part up. I think you've either been confusing people or you've tapped on a power which confused them.
She
I think you were
believes it.
confused.
I
He
spoke the truth to him, and he had ears to hear it, and chose to meditate with us.
I don't think it was a choice.
Do you
We're not
really
there.
want to? Do you really want to know the truth of what these things are? Because I know the truth.
Make a persuasion check.
Well, I'm not lying, so.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Are you
We still have to
convincing
convince
enough?
them.
Persuasion. 15.
I would have interest in learning the dream's perception of itself.
Can you read my thoughts? I will let you.
I do not have that power.
Words then. Use your words, Nirkina.
In Koatoan, I'm going to speak to my companions. How much should I tell her?
Beats me.
Doke's gonna know if I say this.
Granis looks over at Doke and then looks at Calcifer. I don't understand.
I don't
the
think
bubbles.
she's gonna believe
So rude.
anything.
She might.
I don't think she's gonna believe anything, anyways.
She seems to have some doubt, at least on the edge.
Well, no, she wants to hear what our delusion is.
All right, fine. We'll just go with the truth.
Are you all still kind of standing in these various positions, or how are you
I've probably
orienting
moved
yourself?
closer to the two of them.
Like,
I'm going to step back from the stone statue so that I'm like within its line of sight. I guess. Does it
incidentally,
have eyes?
well, she has eyes, but they've been closed throughout this whole thing.
Well, the statue, the spirit.
Oh, the statue has eyes that are. I mean, they're stone statue eyes, but they're open.
Right. I'm gonna go back down towards where Archie and.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of
Okay.
conferring a bit, I think, right there.
All right.
She sits back down in the throne, kind of returns to the same position she was in before, eyes still closed.
What are we open to do here?
Anything.
It's not a fisher. What about that crystal up there?
It's
yeah, that's what I was
just
just
it's
thinking.
just a crystal. I
It's
don't.
something, though. It wasn't there before. At least that's what Grannis said. Which means it's something that changed.
All right. So in Koatoan, it's not really her I'm trying to convince. There's a spirit here. And
Which way is it
It's-
flowing? We saw spirits
very-
that were
it's very-
influenced by people, but
it's kind of dormant, but that might just be the nature of the spirit. It's hard for me to know. But this is my only idea. This is all I've got.
Nira, make another religion check.
Okay. 16.
You feel a little bit of a ping in the part of you that speaks to Rashama, and you just suddenly realize that this dormant feeling that you felt, although spirits are naturally shaped by their surroundings and the thoughts and feelings and rituals of the mortal creatures that surround them, there's something more happening with this one. Something has changed its nature and is keeping it asleep right now.
you suppose I could offer it? Damn it, where the hell are those stones?
I feel like this spirit, something has changed it. Maybe I don't know if it's something she's done to bind it, or I don't know how one would bind a spirit to make it so silent.
What if it wanted to be bound? What if it was scared of the world and wanted to go away for a while?
Granis, are you staying over here, or would you have done anything else?
Yeah, she's she's kind of staying there. She's just kind of out of range here, but can get into it if she needs to be.
That's it, Haraz. I still have these stones from Haraz. I could take one of these and offer it. Maybe it would make a connection to it. It is meant to reach out to other spirits across the land. And,
While they're talking, nah, never mind. I'll say it. I had this idea. And I'm like, I'm gonna save it. But I had an idea.
So I'm back to speaking in common now.
Okay.
I don't know, Alaric, if that's what you want to do, I don't know. Maybe that something has to happen here, but I don't know how to wake this thing.
maybe that would make a connection, at least.
Yeah.
An offering. Can't hurt, I
Right.
don't think. I don't really know much about the way the spirits work. And frankly, I kind of forgot about this for a while. These rocks in my pocket. And I mean, I forgot it at Lake Elamon, but that didn't seem right. It was all broken up. And that other one, the dragon, well, it didn't really feel real, I guess, in a way. But this one, this is a spirit of stone. If there's anything that dwarves know, it's stone. And Haraz, being a spirit that lives in the rock, maybe that would make a connection.
Mm-hmm.
I can try.
I don't know that it'll hurt anything, so.
But I'm going to need your help because I don't have a clue as to what the hell to do next.
Well, since this is not my spirit, I cannot be the one representing.
Yeah, but you talk to spirits all the time. I see you before you go to bed.
The important thing is to the important thing is to be respectful and
Oh, hell.
state your intentions. That's all.
If you want to try to make an offering, Alaric, I'll have you make a religion check with advantage.
All right. Here goes nothing.
I had a bad experience with paying homage to another spirit, so I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, I'll take one of the stones of Haraz out. I don't expect that they're like huge, not even probably particularly fancy stones, but they kind of have a solidity to them, I imagine. Maybe a symbol carved on the top. something
They-
that seems-
They feel oddly heavier than they should.
Yeah. All right. I'm in a voice and trying to get the voice to elevate a little bit. Used to yelling at a whole lot of things. Yelling at stone shouldn't be so hard. Whisper over my shoulder. Nirikina, do you know what the hell this thing's called?
I'm not the one to ask. We have two people over here that might know, though.
Hey, Granis.
Janice?
Granis, the statue here, the spirit of your people. It doesn't have a name, something proper to be called.
I don't think I know that, Christiana.
Yeah, it's basically, I think that you know it as a name that's like in giant. It's kind of almost impossible to pronounce. It's because it's sort of this weird low booming rumble that you know that small folk would have difficult time reproducing, but in common it essentially means the quiet one.
And I explain that, and Doak translates the quiet one.
Oh, okay. That sounded a lot longer when you said it in the giant tongue there.
That happens sometimes.
I am Alaric Copperbeard of the long line of Copperbeards, noble, proud, and strong. I come before you. The name I am afraid I cannot pronounce, for the sense of which is called the Quiet One. I come to seek knowledge and understanding, and I come bearing a stone gifted to me by the spirit Haraz. patron of a copper-bearded family and force to be reckoned with. It's a spirit of stone and a spirit of strength and long life. I'd like to present this to you, Quiet One, if I may, that we might speak together and understand what's happened here.
Go ahead
Right.
and make a religion check with advantage.
Hold it out in front of me. See what the hell these dice are going to do. Kind of nervous. Haven't had a really nervous one for a while. All right. Well, that's not terrible. It's not great. That is a 13.
Okay. The
The
you don't really feel anything that you can put your finger on, Alaric. You're used to, like, you don't have a lot of experience with, spirit worship in this way. And what you're used to is in interacting with spirits is that it's obvious and apparent, right? You see a physical manifestation that you speak and interact with. And so you don't really have anything like that here. You don't see any movement of the statue or anything. But you do see that for the first time, this stone giant in the throne, Calcifa, has opened her eyes and is looking at you. And she says, "The Quiet One moves when you speak. Perhaps you have a giant soul as well, small one."
Appetite, anyway. I put the stone down by the stone giant, the statue's feet. Sort of reverently. Truth be told, I don't really care for spirits all that much, but this is a moment where I'm kind of making an exception.
She nods and just says, "You would do well to separate yourselves from these. They will lead you astray and back into the dream."
Well, it's kind of where I've kept my stuff. But we need to talk about this. I don't know if you've gone astray. I can't really judge that entirely. It doesn't look right when I look over at that one over there, Deke. I have a feeling that he wouldn't want to leave his family behind, that the dream that he was living from your perspective was all that he knew. That's what he had. And then getting swept up into whatever is happening here, that wasn't his plan. Maybe you thought he made a choice. And maybe whatever force you have washed over him and left him feeling like he didn't have one. But I think you should at least release him. Maybe he won't be saved as you're expecting, but maybe his family will be happier for it.
She was listening intently, but as soon as you kind of suggested, like, maybe you should release him, she just kind of looks away again and says, "I am afraid that is impossible."
No, I don't know what's impossible, what's not. I've seen a lot of impossible things go right.
I've
As
seen
he's
him.
talking,
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
As he's talking, I want to take off my magic ring of truthiness and
Okay.
look through it and look at the statue. So
Okay.
just while they're talking. So.
Sure. You don't see any illusions. So I think that what Calcifa says to you, Alaric, is the dream has its temptations. I know this better than most stone giants, for I was a dream walker. It is my sacred duty to explore the wider reaches of the dreams, to see the many impossible things that it has to offer, and to bring that knowledge back to my people. This is a duty that I accepted humbly and undertook with determination. And what I saw within the dream is that it is ending soon. And when it does, it will bring great suffering to those trapped within it. For those who are able to hear the truth and who have a giant soul, this will bring them peace until they can awaken within the new world. It would not be a mercy to awaken someone from this transformation.
You don't even know what this is.
Maybe she does.
No, she doesn't. She has no idea.
Well, maybe she does.
She believes everything that she's saying. She's
not wrong from a certain perspective. You know it.
Well,
I know it.
from a certain perspective, if we stopped, if we gave up, then yes, what she says might come to pass.
I think
But we haven't given up.
Doke is looking at you and just saying, you guys have been keeping this. You keep switching to your verbal language when you talk about this, but so if she's wrong, what are they?
Just think if you succeed, Nirkina. She wouldn't be wrong then, would she?
I refuse to believe that's what's going to happen. Because I won't stop.
I know.
I'm not going to let those fairies win. I'm not going... I refuse to be the plaything of yet another immortal being. I won't. I can't do it. So, these tears that you saw, these shatterings, they can be reversed. They can be stopped. They can be put back in place. And that's what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't help anything when you destroy lives needlessly.
Nothing here has been
Hide
destroyed.
your heads in the sand.
It is being preserved.
That's what you think, but that's also what the spirit of Lake Elamon thought. There is nothing you can do to stop what's coming. You personally cannot save these people.
What if...
I will do my best to save them, and if I am not capable of the task, then so be it. At least I will have tried.
I'm not saying she's right entirely, Nirkina, but maybe this would be one way to avoid the end.
I don't think you don't understand. They're not going to wake up from something. They will simply not be at all.
But
You can't preserve against that.
the fairies, they're outside it all. I think they're going to survive one way or the other.
Yeah, these people aren't fairies.
No, but they're mortal. It's like I am. And when the end comes, I'll go away. But maybe they've got a different way. Maybe they've got a way to stay as they are.
Are they're speaking in common?
It's common now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
They're stones. Stones will cease to exist just as much as any living, walking around creature.
But this is
Hey,
not just...
Alaric, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Constitution.
Yeah,
I got a little bit of that.
What?
it is not against poison.
19.
All right, yeah, you're still fine.
What do you mean we'll all go away?
It's a theory.
Oh, just the entire fabric of reality unraveling on every single plane. No big deal. It doesn't matter.
This is what you want to have?
And then Doke is
No,
saying, so
this
you're
is
saying
what
she is right?
No, this is what we're trying to stop. This is what
This
right.
is generally
yeah.
why we don't tell people, because it gets really confusing.
Well, explain it.
Oh, gosh.
we don't have the time.
So you're trying to stop everything from going away.
Yes,
Okay.
Most definitely.
Sort of.
How are you stopping it?
we can close these fissures.
Okay.
Everything is breaking because of one stupid elf Not me.
Different stupid elf. Got it.
They're not all alike, contrary to most opinion.
Stone giants aren't all alike.
Exactly.
So if you do that, if you close the fissures and everybody's like this,
It's
that's not
as
going to
simple
help
as
them.
that.
No, it won't help them. They'll still just be like this.
We need
Make a another persuasion check, Nira.
Ooh, I just rolled a 20.
Oh yeah?
Nine.
I think that Calcifa says, if such a shattering could be prevented, how would such a thing occur?
The shattering or the prevention of the shattering?
It kind of loops
Prevention.
back on itself anyway.
As I see it, the shattering, the ending of the dream is inevitable. It is too damaged to continue.
That's not true. That isn't true. We have to replace something that was stolen, and what was stolen has been scattered, I guess, for lack of a better word, across the world, across the plains, and my friends and I are picking up the pieces to put back what was broken and put back what was stolen. It's the only way. And it will change everything, and it's terrifying, but it's the only thing we can do.
Make another persuasion check.
It's let's see, hold on. I think that's we rolled a 19 plus 7, so 26.
She says, this is something I cannot take based on words alone.
What would you have me do?
I would bring you into the slumber, and if I see truth in your mind, then perhaps you are right, that there may be another path.
She's not lying.
If I do this, what guarantee do I have that I'll wake up?
Or return to the dream, I guess, in their parlance.
If it is as you say, then I will restore you to the dream, your current state.
And
I'm not
However,
lying.
I am not convinced that that is the case, and therefore make no promises.
All right, I'll do it.
And she looks to you and she gestures down to her feet.
Okay, so
Sure.
I will stand before her.
You sure about this?
No, but
I-
I'm
Yeah.
not lying. I have nothing. I have nothing to hide.
I know that.
Right? She says, please sit.
All right, I'll do as she says.
And then as you sit, she holds out her hand and you find yourself lifting off the ground, still in your seated position, and floating towards the center of the magic circle.
Mhm.
And the rest of you watch as Nira turns into stone.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
All right.
I knew that was going to happen.
that was quick.
Well, so here's my question though, because Nira can't be put to sleep. So I,
You can be turned into stone.
You can be
Yeah.
petrified,
Yeah.
all right,
especially when you're willing.
yeah.
All right.
So what do the rest of you do?
I presume she's making her argument right now, and whatever extra planar existence she has. I guess I got to be patient.
So you're just waiting?
Yeah, I want to walk around.
I think Doak is kind of pacing back and forth anxiously, but he's trusting you guys. You seem to
I'm
know what
just-
you're doing more than he does.
Staring.
I want
at
to
Calcifer.
inspect the thing that the statue's holding.
Okay.
The big gemmy.
Kind of go over here.
Mm-hmm.
Make at. What are you trying to glean about it?
I guess it looks like it's just a gem, right? A gem.
It's a crystal of some kind. Yeah.
Some kind of crystal. Okay.
It's a very large piece. It's would be very rare to find a piece of crystal of that size, because as you can look at this thing, I mean it's 25 feet long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I can't really think of anything I would specifically. Well, maybe I'll investigate like how it's
I mean,
attached to the statue.
Okay, yeah. If you want to just kind of get a sense of like
Structurally,
details of how it was, how it, my phone is beeping.
how it's connected.
Okay.
It's all connected, man.
Make an investigation check.
Okay, I'll see if that was a 0 or a -1. 6.
Okay. It looks like they've done an impressive job of rendering what the fissure looks like in a piece of crystal. And as far as you can tell, it's supported there because the statue's hand is just literally holding it.
Okay.
Are you listening to her, Calcifer?
She doesn't respond to you.
Because you promised to. And I will hold you to that promise.
She's once again just seated in the throne with her eyes closed. I think Doak probably just kind of comes and says, "You said it was impossible to bring Deke back. Is it going to be impossible to bring her back too? You promised."
Not
And
impossible.
she doesn't respond.
Yeah.
She's in the... whatever it is. Slumber.
How long is this going to take, Calcifer?
I guess Doak kind of says, "Yeah, I guess we didn't really ask that."
Nope.
Takes,
True.
takes what it takes. Speed of stone is not fast. Still,
So I'm getting extra curious now. I'm gonna kind of put my foot over the circle.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw.
God.
Ah.
Let's just end it now. Everybody in the circle.
Right. 24.
Pins and needles in your foot.
Ooh.
It's tingly.
All right, step back.
Yeah.
Wow.
How high up is the arm that's holding the crystal?
It's a good 30 feet off the ground.
Not too bad.
Hey, Archie. Not Archie, sorry. Otacray.
Yeah.
There's more of those stones.
What stones?
Not Articray.
Oh,
Alaric.
sorry.
Whatever. You
Yeah.
guys all have A
That was
names.
Alaric.
There's
I'm sorry.
so many of them.
Sorry,
I know
yeah.
they
That
do
was
all have
Alaric.
A names. Yeah,
In my defense, Christiana named my character.
that's true. Before they had Andrew with them too.
I
She
know.
also is responsible for that.
Alaric, do you have any more of those stones?
I have 2 more. You mean the ones from Haraz? Yeah, I got 2 more of those. I haven't really found
An
the spirit.
offering? If I can I have one to make an offering like you did?
I don't know if that worked or did anything really. I thought I had her attention for a moment, but I was actually more hoping I'd catch the quiet one's attention.
That's what I'm hoping. But I'm actually a giant.
Well, that's true. I don't know if it'll work because they are from the spirit from my family, but
Oh, okay, never mind.
So at this point, Calcifa speaks to you all again and just says, I have examined the contents of your friend's dream state.
I thought it would take longer. She always seemed a lot deeper to me.
It is true that you have knowledge of these tears, these breaks in what you call reality. But I've also learned that your method of repairing simply breaks somewhere else. You fix one and open another, to no net gain.
There is a net gain. It's just not immediately obvious, I think. It's working. It's just not perfect yet.
You have set yourself an impossible task.
You're one to talk.
How do you mean?
Well, you're trying to say that you're going to save people beyond an apocalypse. I'd say that's pretty ambitious.
It is only the dream that is ending.
That's where we
But
keep our
those who
stuff.
live only in the dream will find themselves erased upon the end of the dream.
And what of that flesh you're wearing?
It is
You
a dream form as well. Only those with a giant soul may awake.
Seems a little bit limited.
I did not choose this reality. I simply am aware of it.
They've set themselves a big goal. It's true. But those are the ones worth doing. And they've made progress. If you saw into Nirkina's mind, you saw the progress of Lake Elamon. Things changed and for the better, and it was a permanent change. If you saw into their mind, you saw when they rescued me. And that's a change. I'm no longer imprisoned and chased by a monster. They've made change. Has it solved all the problem? No. But that's because things are not solved in an instant. They aren't solved by running away from the problem and hiding. They're solved by doing things.
Make a persuasion check.
Cripes me. All right.
With advantage.
– 15.
She says, I do not believe that you are capable of achieving the ends that you seek.
It's funny,
However-
because more powerful things than you are definitely worried about it. You've seen in your mind, you've also seen that the Fae, things far more powerful than you could ever be ambitious to get to. They're afraid that we'll succeed.
They are
Some-
part of the dream as you. However, your words have moved me such that I am willing to give you leave to try. You have set yourselves a determination upon this dream, and although it is my view that the merciful thing to do would be to bring you all into the slumber, if that is not your wish, then I will return your friend to you.
Turn her immediately. I will prove you wrong.
She opens her eyes and looks towards the center of the circle, and it remains, but it flares a little. It flares into white for just a moment, and you see slowly color returning to Nira's features, and Nira, you feel really stiff, like you've been sitting in one position for a while, and then you realize you're sitting in the middle of the circle, but you don't really even remember what happened after you sat next to the throne.
Oh, this can't be good. This can't be good.
Okay, just stop shaking your head and get the hell out of the circle.
Okay, I'm going to step outside of the circle.
So I think what Calcifa says now is, I will repeat my original request. This is a holy place. Do not meddle in our affairs. Leave, and I will have no further cause to protect my people from you.
Did we decide if that crystal did anything? Is it magic?
It made Archie's feet tingle when he succeeded on.
no, that was
No, that's
That's
circle.
the magic circle. But the crystal, yeah, I mean,
It's a crystal one.
Because I used up my my magnifying glass, so I can't use it.
Crystal just looks like a crystal. Oh wait.
Will you let the little people that are stone go?
to do so would not be a mercy to them.
Their families want them, and you don't believe that they're not giants anyway. Just let them go.
I believe that that would only expose them to greater suffering. However, if you are willing to take responsibility, then I
Yeah.
will release them to you.
I'll take responsibility.
And she looks, and there's like 3 or 4 small folk statues sitting over there, and as she looks over to them, you see them kind of color starts to return to just them.
Is Deke among them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Doak, runs over to, kind of talk to him, and you see that they're kind of waking up, but they look really disoriented and kind of out of it, in a daze. Like they're not really responding verbally, but they're starting to move again.
I think we should go. I say that to Aruki and Nira. I guess Aruki's not right there, so I'll say it to Nira.
Doak says, "What about the delivery? I mean, are we going to really just leave all these people here like this?"
No.
I don't know that there's anything we can do, and our time is short.
You guys leave. I'm
You
staying.
sure?
We'll
Yes.
be back.
This is bothering me that I can't figure out what's wrong with the spirit.
And I think when you say that, Calcifa looks to you and says, "There is nothing wrong with the spirit. It serves its people."
I think
What did you do?
maybe a discussion for another place.
Yeah.
So are they leaving?
They're not going anywhere.
I have granted you your request. I would ask you that you honor mine and leave.
Let's go. Let's
Let's
get them to safety. Let's.
Yeah. All right.
So as everyone starts to leave, Granis is not leaving.
Okay.
I would like to go over to her.
All right.
I'll walk over there. Not touching that circle again.
So
I think
we
you can
can
close
say, is everyone kind of going over this way? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
My people. I have to do something.
Are you absolutely sure?
What's the other alternative?
I don't
Running
know.
around
Well-
eating mushrooms. Waiting for the next dragon to show up.
If we succeed, none of this will have happened. It'll all be different.
Well,
There's others more powerful too. We can discuss with, and perhaps, we can return before,
We'll find a way. We'll find a way to help your people.
Calcifer.
We won't forget.
If I take out Calcifer, I think my people will wake. And if I don't, then I don't have to live with the burden of not being with them.
I think she said it herself. That she's going to be here until she dies, and then everything continues on after her. Taking her out will make a difference. It might be the only way that they can be released, in fact, through her.
I have one trick up my sleeve that I want to try. Try to get her to work with me. But I don't want you guys in danger.
All right.
So,
All right.
you're
Let's
the
go
best
collect the other.
non-real people I've ever met.
It's been a pleasure, an honor to meet you.
Take care of the cute little one.
We will, Grannis. Thank you for all your help.
I think Doak is kind of like, what? So and he kind of leans in to kind of whisper, trying to not have, Calcifer be able to hear this. It's like, you're going to try to fight her by yourself? But you helped us. What? He's looking at the rest of you. He's like, we're just going to leave her here to fight this? Like,
oh no, if that's the direction we're going.
Don't want you hurt.
then
I
I'm
want
not-
you to get home to your moms.
Doak, listen. Sometimes there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's a terrible lesson. Look, sometimes it's harder to do things the long way. Grannis, you don't have to do this today. You
How
don't
much
have
more
to do
time
all
is on that daylight spell?
it's probably getting close to being done.
You guys got to go, or you're not going to get back out. You can always
I'm
check
with
on me
us.
tomorrow.
Come with us.
Go,
We'll be back. We promise.
go.
So I'm gonna start herding out the other little people.
And as they start to leave, she looks at Calcifer with the evil eye.
Okay. Are you're waiting for them to be out the door or no?
Let's get a little
least-
further out first.
yeah. I want them leaving the door.
I mean, the dramatic run as the doors are closing
Okay.
behind us,
Yeah.
sure, but not in front of us.
Well, I mean, the door is not closing now. It's still open.
Yeah,
but I
then
mean,
that's
so
what she's gonna do.
okay. So you guys are, 150 feet or so beyond where this map is by the doorway. And have you stayed here, Grannis?
I'm going to be just within 60 feet.
Okay, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, then where I was fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
okay.
Yeah, leave me there.
Yeah. All right. So, well, I mean, these guys are there, and I don't
Yeah.
have tokens for the others, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like they still seem really out of it, but they're able to kind of walk when sort of herded along.
Yeah. Well, we'll run, walk them out.
Okay. So you do the evil eye and that wisdom saving throw or
Charisma.
charisma?
Charisma saving throw.
All right. That is a 6.
Oh, and it works.
It did. So what happens?
So the creature will take 6d8 psychic damage.
Ooh.
Hang on.
Mind zap.
Okay, so
68. Yeah.
20, 31, 32 points of damage.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I think that the evil eye one is just that, right? It's because Curse of the Evil Eye is a different action.
right.
So you could do that one or the damage. It's not both.
Yeah, let's I just want to double check, sorry. I'm gonna do the Curse of the Evil Eye.
Okay. So,
So that means
no
that-
no damage then.
No damage then. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Calcifa is with the stare, uses the evil eye, but on a failed save, the creature is also cursed with magical deformities. So she ends up looking like me. While deformed, the creature has its speed halved and has disadvantage on ability checks, saving throws, and attacks based on strength or dexterity. The transformed creature can repeat the saving throw whenever it finishes a long rest,
Wow.
ending the
Okay.
effect on a success.
So, I think what the rest of you see, as I would imagine, you're kind of moving your way out, but you're kind of looking back. What you hear all of a sudden is a loud, like, shocked gasp and cry of dismay as Calcifa's. She's looking down at herself, and you see her body is now like twisted and deformed, not quite exactly matching Granis, but in a similar general way. She looks down at herself and says, "What have you done to me, monster?" Ah!
Just
And
like-
then you see she raises her hand and the statue moves.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And she says, "You will undo this now, or I will end you where you stand."
Release everyone. Let them wake up to this dream world, or I'll end you.
So be it then. And Granis and everyone else here are gonna roll initiative. The rest of you are running out the door, unless you're not.
You're muted,
I get a
Yakina.
15.
Yeah. I'm no longer running out the door.
We're gonna be stuck. Like the spell is gonna wear off, and we're just gonna be stuck forever.
Didn't see a
I
doorbell.
do have
need
one
to leave.
slot. I can do daylight.
Yeah, but we have to be back
You
at the
gotta be
beacon
outside.
tower.
Right.
So maybe send. I mean, this is out of character, but maybe send Archie.
The people who
out
can do them.
with the-
But I have like no spell slots
Yeah.
right now, you guys.
Then go.
All right. Tell me. So how about this? Go ahead and roll. Right now. You're all standing in the doorway. Go ahead and roll initiative, and then you can decide how you're handling it.
13.
10.
9.
All right, then Doke. 10. Okay. Granis, what happens first is you see this enormous statue that you have never seen move. Responding to her raised hand, raises its own hand, turns its enormous stone head to look at you, takes 2 enormous steps towards you, and makes 2 attacks to basically just crush you with its enormous hand.
Is it still holding that crystal?
Yep. And see, that's a 21 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. Hang on, let's see.
I mean, we said we'd be back.
I,
we just
I
didn't
prepared
right
the
now.
the dice for this. Okay. 34 bludgeoning damage, and the crystal shatters over your head. It's not any additional
Nice.
damage from that, but yeah, the 34 damage from that first attack, and then it's coming down for another swing. That's a 16 to hit.
That fails.
Okay, so you are knocked backwards from this first hit, and then the next one it swings just wide. What was your initiative, Grannis? I didn't write it down.
15.
15. Okay, so you're next.
All right. I am going to move back. That would give him an attack of opportunity, wouldn't it?
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna do the evil eye on her again.
Okay, hang on. Just now that it's not actually there, it's a token now. Alright. Okay, evil eye on her again, so that's another charisma saving throw from
Yep.
her.
But she does it at a disadvantage, right?
Not for charisma. The
Okay.
the evil eye you did was strength and dexterity saving throws because her
ability
body's
checks on ability
misshapen.
checks.
Um,
It's attacks based on strength that strength and dexterity,
on
but
has disadvantage on ability checks, saving throws, and attacks based on strength or dexterity, but not a
that's-
charisma saving throw.
that's
It's
all.
not all ability checks and
Oh, okay.
all saving throws. It's basically everything that has to do with strength and dexterity.
Okay. That's one of those Oxford comma situations that I think.
Well, I think it would say on all saving throws. Like, it wouldn't. I mean, the whole idea here is that she is misshapen and can't move around like she should.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's still only a 9, though.
That's good.
So are you doing it with damage this time?
I'm doing the damage this time.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that damage.
So that is.
So you guys are not currently on this map.
That is 29 points of damage.
Okay. She reels back, sort of like cringing and like not wanting to look at your glowing eye and just cowering away from it, clutching her head.
Stop it now, and I'll stop hurting you.
Alright, let's see. This music is a little loud. Alright, Archie, you're up. You're in the doorway. You're like 150 feet away from all this. You're muted though, or we can't hear you right now. Doesn't look like you're muted in the hangout, but we don't hear you. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
He's speechless. This is an amazing situation.
Yeah. Like the hangout doesn't show muted, but yeah, I can't hear you.
How about now?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
there we
yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Sorry. I was saying I'll be right back and keep heading to the door 'cause I gotta do this daylight so we can
Okay.
live.
All right. Okay. So,
So
you're
I will
heading
dash as I guess I'm
to
going as
get
fast
out of
as I
the
can.
out of the room.
Out of the door to go do daylight
Yeah,
on the
you
beacon.
don't even so if you're dashing towards the beacon tower, then yeah, okay. You don't need to dash just to get out of the door
Right,
because
right.
you're pretty much in the doorway now. But you're dashing toward the beacon tower.
Right.
All right. It's going to be a significant run. It's going to be like a few minutes.
Don't really have a choice, I guess.
Yeah,
Do it.
All right.
All right.
All right, that's Archie. Doke's turn. He turns invisible.
Attaboy.
Well, she did say, as soon as you see something bad happen to me.
Yeah.
That is perfect timing.
Yeah. All right.
He's been very eager.
Nira.
Ah, crap, we're doing this. Alright, so I watch Archie go. Gonna yell to the disoriented people's like, get out! And then I'm going to go back in. How far away am I from Calcifa?
Right now, I was saying you're 150 feet from the circle, so that would be another 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, 45, 50, so 200 feet right now. That's from the door, so if you run
Yeah.
towards her, you would be 170 feet.
All right. There's not a whole lot that I can do without
if you
being
dash, it
in-
would only be, it would be another 30 feet closer.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, all of these are like 60 feet, 60 feet, 120 feet. So I have to get closer. I can't do anything.
Yeah, if
So-
you're just running 60 feet is as far as you can go with a dash action.
Yep, and that's all I can do. So
Do it.
doing it.
All right, dashing. All right, Alaric.
And when I come up, though, I'm going to be on the side, kind of pretty much like opposite of where Grandis is on that circle.
Okay.
Further back. But,
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So another round of dashing, and you will be almost on the map.
Okay.
All right, Alaric, your turn. You're that distance too.
Would it be redundant to say don't do anything stupid? How are these people? They're still dazed. I've got to help them.
Yeah, they were moving in that direction and then kind of nudged along and encouraged to flee by Nira. They did go ahead and at least move until they're clear of the doorway. They're outside.
They are clear of the doorway?
Yes.
All right. That means you too, Doke. Don't do anything stupid. And I'm going to do something stupid and turn around and run. I will use my bonus action to dash as well, so I'll go
Okay.
3 times my normal speed.
All right.
Still only 75.
Yep. So that would bring you to 125 feet, from
Yep.
from her. All right. It is Calcifa's turn. And she is she's standing and she is, let's see. Yeah, let's see, that's actually, you can tell, Grannis, you have unnerved her. She is, she is, this is really upsetting and unsettling to her. She is not thinking clearly. And what you actually watch is that, let's see, first, let me just double check that. Yeah. She reaches down and breaks off one of the arms of the throne and throws it at you.
Awesome.
So she's rolling at disadvantage because she's deformed now.
Yep. But that's my same attack, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's still an 18 to hit.
Okay. Hang on. With a successful dexterity saving throw of 10, I can catch it.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
Let's see. I just got to make 10. And I rolled a 16.
Okay. So
So I caught it.
Okay, hang on. I want to just double check. I want to.
Yep.
I believe you. I just want to double check how that ability works, just to make sure I'm understanding it properly. Because you've got kind of combo stats.
Yeah.
All right, rock catching. Yeah. If the rock is Herald of the Giant with its dexterity saving throw. Yeah, you caught it. So she threw this rock at you at your head, and you just.
Caught it.
You're holding it now. All right. That is her turn, and she basically just... She just screams at you, is incoherent. All right. So, the magic circle flares up again, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Grannis.
Okay. Okay, what is my... oh, thank goodness I got a +5. All right, so that gives me an 18. Is that enough?
Yes, you feel your motions suddenly, like, slowed just for a moment, but you push past it. Okay. The statue, however, is going to come and try to beat on you again. Okay. That's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Oops. Wow, it rolled really high.
Oh no.
Um, that's 59 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it's going to hit you again. That is only a 14 to hit.
Oh, good. It misses. Because one more hit from him and I might die.
Granis, what is your total? Like, what is your max hit points?
126,
Okay.
and I'm down to 33.
Okay.
It's almost like a 40-foot tall statue is just beating on you with its enormous stone fist.
Yep.
All right. It is your turn now, Granis.
I am going to. No, because even if I disengage, there's nowhere I can go here that he can't just follow me, right?
What he took big, enormous steps, but they were slow steps.
Yeah.
You might be able to outrun it. You didn't see it really hurrying before.
You should try to get within 60 feet of me. Just saying.
I'm going to disengage,
Okay.
and I'm going to run on the outside of the wall there as well, I guess I can't make a dash.
Well,
but
so
I'll go
how far can you go? What is your regular movement speed? 40 feet, I think?
40. Yeah.
Okay, so you're like right here, so 5, 15. So you know what? We're going to abstract distance a little bit. We'll say you got 40 feet away.
Okay.
All right?
Yep. And I screamed to Calcifer, you can stop this. I don't want to destroy you.
And she just shouts at you, it's like, "Fix me!"
Let them go!
All right. Archie, are you continuing to run towards the beacon tower?
I am.
All right.
She's not very zen right now. She's not very logical.
Okay. It is Doke's turn. What is he doing? Let's see.
He fled along with his friend.
Did
He's
he?
invisible.
So you guys are watching as a streak of red energy shoots across the room, seemingly emerging out of nowhere, and then as it reaches close to the center of the magic circle, it explodes into a magic fireball.
Also something he's wanted to do for a while.
Yeah. She got to use it, he got to use it once on the roper.
Yeah, that's really dangerous.
All right, so she makes a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because she is evil-eyed.
Yep.
That would have been a 24, and it's still a 20. So that's going to be half damage for this, but still, let's see. Wait. Oh. I almost forgot. I think he has a thing. I was thinking he wasn't rolling very well, but I think he has a thing where he is... No, that's... No, never mind. I was trying to think if this this thing lets him reroll ones when he does fire damage, but I don't think so. Wait, no, elemental affinity fire. Oh, he can spend a sorcery point to add his charisma modifier to 1 damage roll, which he'll definitely do. So that is so halved. It's still only 14. damage, but you see this fireball flare up, and she kind of like rears back, cowering away from the fire. All right. Okay, that's Doke's turn. Nira.
How far am I from Granis?
So she went 40 feet closer to you. So you would have been at 140 feet away. She came 40 feet closer. So you start your turn 100 feet away.
Okay. So, and I can only move 30. So, okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to cast Ice Storm.
Okay.
Where Calcifa is there, and
Okay.
the stone thingy.
Ice Storm has a pretty big range, right? How
I think
far
it's
is it?
20 feet. Hold on.
Well,
It's 300 feet, but a 20-foot.
Okay, so the range, Ice Storm. All right.
Yeah. And it's a dexterity saving throw.
Is it for her, just her, or her and the statue?
Well, it's a 20-foot circle. Can I hit both of them?
Is it 20-foot radius?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, then definitely.
20-foot radius,
Yeah,
yeah.
because like if it was right here, then yeah.
Yeah. Doing it.
Okay. So she makes her dexterity saving throw at disadvantage. That's only a 9 for her. For the statue, the statue got a natural 20.
Oof.
So,
Okay.
but she failed her saving throw though.
Alright, so let me get the damage here. That is actually a lot of damage. Okay, so 12, 24, 34 total. So it's 2d8 bludgeoning and 46 cold damage.
Okay, wait. So the
So it's 12 of bludgeoning damage.
okay. The statue does not seem okay. So I'm sorry. How much bludgeoning damage?
Okay, bludgeoning damage is 2d8, and that is 12.
Okay. The statue seems semi, resistant to that.
And cold
but
damage.
she, I don't think, is right. Yeah. So she takes. And then how much cold?
12 plus 10 is 22.
Okay.
And I will move towards Granis.
All right. So the statue seems to have been only very minimally affected by that.
I was mostly trying to hit her,
Yeah.
so.
Does she fall prone or anything from the ice storm?
Hailstorms turn the storm's area of effect into difficult terrain until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Yeah. So now there is, terrifying, conjured hail pouring down, battering her, and she is actually looking like pretty hurt, and she's, cowering under this, and she just says, "You're dooming my people! Just leave and suffer your own fate. Leave us to try to preserve ours."
Misery loves company.
Alaric, you're up.
I don't entirely disagree with her. But I'm just going to be running. I can't get anywhere near anyway, so.
Mother Dragon offers that the statue rolled a stone cold 20. Yeah. Sorry, Alaric.
I'm just running. So another 75 closer. Still another, I think it's another 50 feet away.
Yeah, so basically that would get you onto the map,
Okay.
having done that twice. So yeah, you're we'll
Trying to
say,
emerge on the other side of the map, seeing the other statue moving.
Like
I
that?
want to be there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so Granis, she's technically like just off the map.
Okay. But I don't want to be anywhere near that statue because that looks really painful.
Uh-huh.
I would have already died twice.
Okay. It is the Dreamwalker's turn, and I think that she... she is going to. She's just going to sit. She's going to just sit cross-legged at the foot of the throne and say, I have done what I've done to protect my people. If you would destroy me for that, then let that be on your head. The circle flashes again. I need a Constitution saving throw from Alaric and from Granis.
I'm literally going to run in just to turn into stone. It's going to be embarrassing.
16.
15.
Both of you feel your bodies starting to get stiff, and you are restrained. You are not stone yet, but you are having difficulty moving. You are restrained. Okay. It is the statue's turn, and it is going to stomp 25 feet in your direction, Granis. And as it brushes past this column, the column is basically knocked over and crumbled. And at this point, the door closes to the room.
Otterkey's going to have to find himself a new crew.
So, it's difficult for me to move, but is it impossible?
Yeah, we're restrained.
You can. Oh, you basically get to make a new Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So that was I rolled a 19, and I get an extra 5. So that's
Yeah, you
24.
are able to break free of the effect. Let me just double check that it's not. Let's see. You okay? Yeah, I'll just say you're still good. That was at the start of your turn that you have resisted that, so you still have your turn.
So I'm going to make my movement. Am I still 60 feet away from her?
Yeah, more or less, because you're not actually
Yeah.
here. You're further off of the map. So, yeah, I would say
Should be about
you're
70.
Yeah, you're more than 60 feet from her.
Okay, that's fine. I am going.
She has also
to-
closed her eyes again. You know that she has to see you for the evil eye to work.
No, I just have to see her.
Okay, never mind then. But you're
Yeah.
more than 60 feet.
But
away.
that doesn't matter. No, I'm actually going to throw the thing that I caught.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it back at her.
All right.
So
Go ahead and
where did it go? Where did it go?
Yeah.
So that
Make your
is
attack
a
roll.
23.
okay, that hits.
Okay, and so that is 4d10 plus 6. Hang on. Okay, and that is 11, 21, 28 plus 6 is 34 points of damage.
The stone arm of the throne crushes her against the remaining seat, and she's limp.
And she has to
beneath
make a strength saving
it.
throw.
She's dead.
Dead.
Oh, she's dead.
You
oh,
crushed
shoot.
her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to back away from the circle and use the rest of my movement to be away from the circle and away from the statue.
Okay. You notice as she is crushed beneath this stone, the statue immediately stops moving.
Oh, goody. I was hoping that would
All
happen.
right.
I don't know if I saved my people, though.
Let's see. Archie, you're still running towards the beacon with the plan being you're going to cast daylight on it and relight it?
Indeed.
All right, so I'm going to not check back on you every round, but it'll be a few minutes before you're able to do that. But yes, you are making sure everybody has a way to get out and just hoping everyone's going to be managed in the meantime. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. It's Doke's turn. He actually pretty good constitution right now. Because he's got some stuff that gives it like this is what his Ion Stone actually does, is it increases his constitution. Yeah. So he's fine. Yeah. Okay. You guys still don't see where he is though. Nira.
Yeah.
I will move to within 60 feet of Granis, which should be about another 10 feet.
All right. Yeah. So we'll just, you know what, because we're okay. Never mind. I'm not doing that yet. So yeah, you move close enough to Granis.
All right, and I'm going to cast my 6th level spell, Heal,
Okay.
and give her back 70 hit points.
Oh shoot.
And it also ends blindness, deafness, and any diseases affecting the target. So
Okay. All right. Yes. So you recover
Thank you.
those hit points.
Oh, yeah.
Alaric, make another Constitution saving throw.
Yep. Will I at least get parroting words or something here? Oh, that's better than I thought. 22.
You are able to resist the effect that was slowing your movement, and you are now free to move again. You definitely get the sense that it's the magic circle that's still doing it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to move away from it. I'm going to move to the periphery of the room.
As you are moving away, you find yourself bumping into something invisible, and Doak just says, "Oh, watch it!"
Watch where you're going. I can't watch where you're going.
I was coming to try to pull you away from that thing.
You're not strong enough to do that.
Well, I'm just gonna try. Okay, so since we have everybody outside of the circle's sort of radius of effect right now, I'm going to take us out of initiative. The statue stopped moving as soon as Calcifer was dead, but the circle still seems to be active. What are the rest of you doing?
You still feel that the spirit?
yeah, that's kind of my question. If there's something, I want to check the body to see if she's got some kind of object or something that was controlling that thing, or maybe if she had just imbued magical energy in the thing, to control it.
It's
I don't-
crystal. The thing in its hand wasn't what we thought it was.
No, that's mashed good.
No,
right,
it's not
right
that.
here.
But it was what we thought it was in a way too. It wasn't a fissure, but it was a symbol of a fissure, which means there might be still one sitting around here somewhere.
So I want to check her.
So you want to go up and check her out?
Yeah, but I want to give that magic circle a wide berth because
You want me to?
I've experienced that already.
So,
Yeah.
Granis is gonna walk around the statue. I'm pointing at my screen like
Okay.
you can see, and try to get close enough so that she can grab Calcifer and drag her away from the circle, her body.
As you get about to here, make another Constitution saving throw.
All right.
I have to
15.
destroy that circle somehow.
15. You
That's
find
not
your muscles once again locking up, and you are restrained.
I didn't. I'm a little too close. Dang it.
All right. The rest of you are just watching, I assume.
Actually, do I have any rope on me?
Do you?
Just checking here.
About that.
Do you mumble about rope?
Yes.
You find
Anybody
yourself
have any
handed a coil of invisible rope, and he says,
Oh, thanks, Doug.
"This is the rope of climbing."
Climbing? Well, I don't need to do that, but something close. Gonna
Well, it
see if
works
I
as
can-
regular rope too.
Good.
You should probably stop being invisible in a little bit as soon as it gets away from me.
Really confusing. I'm going to try to lasso Granis and pull her away from probably topple her over because I don't think I'm strong enough to
All
actually
right.
pull her back.
Yeah, I'll let you. How about this? Make it a D20 plus Dex.
Dex alone?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
think you're proficient in lasso.
No. Well, no, I don't know. That is a 13.
Yeah, I think that you're not able to get it on your first try. Granis, please make another Constitution saving throw.
Really tempted to just tie it to a bolt and shoot her.
Besides, where are you standing here, Alaric? Are you thinking
I've
you're
gone
maybe
all the
like
way around the room behind her.
okay,
so
like
up against
like
the wall.
around here maybe?
Well, actually, I'm doing the full circle. Yeah, right around there.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Okay, 17 was actually just enough to once again resist the effect. So you are able to move, but you know that you really can't. Like if you stay where you are or get any closer, you'll still be within the area of effect.
Nobody
You
get
know-
any closer to that stupid circle.
I'm gonna step out of the circle,
Okay.
and I look for the like. Anybody else better at throwing this rope? I can pull it if we get the rope around her.
The rope turns visible again now. By the way,
Yeah.
I'm ruling
That was
that because
also
it's not
hard
clear
to-
how that would work.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was successful or not until I tried dragging it away.
Yeah.
Good thing I didn't drop it.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. So Nira, what are you doing? Are you just watching as that happens?
Well, I want to go back to where they are, but that's gonna take me a while because I got to go way around the circle.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're not in tight initiative now, by the way.
Right.
So,
we need to destroy that circle somehow.
Yeah, I'm out. I've got nothing.
Let me try with the rope. I mean, I'm not that. I don't have use rope skill. That's not even a 5th ed skill. But you know, let's see what happens.
All right, just don't lose it. It could kill
Yeah.
me.
Oh no! I tie one end to my hand.
Okay. Yeah, this is just Dex.
Just dex. Yeah, I don't have crazy dex or anything. But hey, 17.
17 I think is not enough to like lasso the under a stone crushed body of a stone giant.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, you are attempting to do something very difficult, I'll just say. And I
could
think
try
you
stepping
discover
in
as
there
it
again.
No, you won't,
Well, I
because
don't
I'm not going to be able to pull you out if you're too close.
um
What about these?
I
You
think
people.
Doke is actually going to say, usually this isn't how it would work. It's intended for climbing, but he whispers a command word, and you see as you're still holding one end of the rope, Granis, you see the other end just snake itself over there and tie itself around her ankle. He's like, cool.
So useful.
I'm
So
glad
she
that
could've-
worked because
You could've
usually
told
you
me
use.
that.
Well, I told you it was a rope of climbing. I didn't.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to climb anything.
Shush! I'm pulling.
Creative.
All right.
So, Granis, I feel like I need to say that when your people wake up, they might not thank you for this.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
They hated me before. They can hate me again. At least I'll know that they're not gonna die.
Doke reappears again.
So she's pulling. I'm assuming it's gonna take a while to pull this out
Yeah.
because, heavy
Yeah.
stone.
Well, and you see that like she's pretty mangled from like the shoulders up.
So
Probably-
once
probably-
she gets there, Granis just gives her a big kick. Ugh!
Archie, I think by now you are huffing and puffing. You climb
Within
back up
60
those
feet.
beacon tower stairs. Yeah. No, the tower's too tall. You're gonna have to climb the stairs.
Alright.
Yeah. So you climb up those giant stairs. You get up there, and you have now reached where the beacon is, so you could cast the spell again.
Cast that beautiful spell.
All right. So the cavern once again fills with light, and because the reflector is still where you left it, once again you see the shadows and the story appear on the wall, and you see outlined where the door is. It is still closed, but from the inside you all see that where the door was, once again there's a sort of the outline of it sort of lights up.
That's good.
Start running back.
Granis kind of goes down to the body and says, "I didn't want to kill her, and I'm angry that she made me kill her."
No, you didn't have any choice. I don't know that there's. She was just too stubborn in this belief. Nothing you were gonna say was gonna get to her.
Is there anything on her that can be useful for you?
Well, let's find out.
Make an investigation check.
Something was wrong here, but I'm not entirely sure it was Calcifer.
18.
You find that she doesn't really have a lot on her in the way of possessions, except for a rod of some kind that is fairly simple and unornamented, but it does have around one end of it. It has a ring of runes on it.
I bet you that this is what she used.
Can
So
Dope
you-
read the runes?
They are in giant.
Oh.
So
Can I read the runes?
Yeah.
What do they say?
They're magic runes. Do you know how to read magic runes? You recognize the letters.
Okay. So I tell Dope.
Yeah.
They're magic.
he can make an Arcana check.
Okay.
That's a 14. He's not entirely sure, but it's the only thing she had on her, and
Golem control rod!
it might well be something like that. I mean, she was clearly controlling the statue somehow, because it responded right when she wanted. So
Can I try it?
It seems plausible that that's what it was.
Wouldn't you have to attune?
Well, and didn't you say there was some spirit in the statue?
Right, or it could be some sort of magical energy. I don't know. Do you remember what I feel like it is? Possible. Your steam golem,
The Denholms.
the Denholms. I think this might be a stone version. Maybe.
Maybe. But
Does so is there do the stone giants have some sort of a king or
Yes. Our leader is the thing.
Yeah.
is the thing here?
Yeah, he's over there.
Yeah, it's
so
How
would
can you
this
tell?
do
He
you
looks
think
like the thing.
yeah.
so
Are you saying we all look alike?
As Grace Stone, you start to look a lot alike.
No.
does the Thane get past maybe say an object like this every time there's a new Thane? Is it
You're not aware of having ever seen anything like this before.
I don't know, but I'm not a thane.
let's see. So
don't-
but this statue has always been here, correct? Or is it new?
Like, you know that it was built at some point. It wasn't pre-existing, but it's it's ageless.
No, it's been here my whole life. I mean, for a long, long time.
As a defender of this place, maybe.
That would be my guess.
A
But
representation of our spirit.
Yeah. How's that tie in?
so I don't know if it has but yeah, I guess I would have to attune to it to test it, but
What about the statues of the giants around the room? Have they changed at all?
Nope.
She did have a way to change people from being a statue, which is gone now.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how one would reverse.
I think we got to get rid of that circle.
About this time, you guys see the doorway open up again, and I think through it, as it opens, you see a silhouette in the light coming from the beacon. You see a silhouette of a tiefling with his hands on his knees, going.
About time you got back there.
You missed all the fun,
yeah.
Archie.
For the audio, Archie's holding up a finger as he's
Yeah.
panting. Very much like Archer.
But we can't have this discussion too long in here.
Right.
We should make sure the others are safe and figure out the longer question.
Well, if I have time to rest up and prepare, I might be able to dispel this circle, but I can't do it right now. After two
can
big
come
battles.
You can come back. We know how to
Yes.
get in.
Her body has now ceased all life, right? It's not hanging on the edge.
Her head is crushed. So yeah.
Damn.
I didn't mean to kill
Yeah,
her.
so-
You just saw her wounded and sitting there peacefully and threw a big rock at her. That's all.
What the shit
Narkina,
did
you know.
tell?
I
you
know. I'm
ways to
not
talk to
blaming
the
you.
dead.
I'm just saying. It's like,
Grannis has a short temper.
yeah.
She's gonna cry about this
Yeah,
later.
I'm
Temper
not.
long range.
I'm not judging any response. I'm just saying that it's like that's what happens when you throw giant rocks at people.
It is. It is.
That's today's lesson, Doke. That's the real lesson.
Oh,
Let's take
I
her
did
body out of
miss
here.
all
And
of
All right.
the remains of the shards of the crystal that the giant was carrying, are those, is there even a small piece to be picked up somewhere?
Oh sure,
I
yeah.
got a
There's
piece in
lots
my
of
head.
lots of big chunks.
There you go.
I'm
Here.
gonna grab one of those. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
covered in giant blood.
Make an investigation check. You can make it with advantage because it's stone related.
This is investigation, so that's 22.
So, if you wanted to talk to her still, I don't think it's possible if her head is crushed.
Here's that part.
Yeah, because speak with the dead.
With the dead, it needs a
Yeah,
mouth.
they have to.
Yeah,
have
you
mouth.
have to have a mouth.
Right. Okay.
So,
Um,
that's out.
what was the investigation check, Alara?
22.
Okay. Yeah. It's most likely just a coincidence, but it's actually just a very large amethyst crystal.
Ha. I wonder where she is after all.
Well, maybe
You
take
ever
a piece
think
for a
about-
souvenir.
You ever think about the people around here sometimes? Like, I don't know if it would have made a difference, but I kind of miss having Andrea running around. I wonder whatever happened to her. Oh well. A souvenir. Let's get the hell out of
I'm
the
sure
throne
she's
for now.
fine.
I wonder if we put one of these stuck figures back in the middle and you
Couldn't
push
get
the
there.
button, if that'll switch them back.
The only problem is you can't get there.
Yeah, getting in there is tricky.
And deep
Yeah,
in the
well, when
where
she
they were.
when she unfroze those people, unpetrified them, it flared white. So there was a control going on with that. It wasn't a. That's what's making me think that I don't know that dispelling this is going to do anything. Like you're going to have to cure them one at a time. Because I
Something
can't
about the
I can't
throne.
control this magic circle.
Something about the throne, then? What's left of it? If anybody can get that
to that
close.
either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
We could probably try and pull it. Although, is it's stone into the ground, right? Like
Well,
it's
I mean, it's not
movable.
literally of a piece with the ground. Like it is a separate thing, but it is super heavy. It's not designed to be moved.
I'm just curious if we do the whole rope trick again, tie it up and
I
try
don't
pulling
think the rope's
it.
strong enough for that.
Yeah.
And I do
Alright.
not want to break
It's the
Drakar's rope.
Yeah, he
password on a sticky under it.
His mother
Well,
would never appreciate
certainly
that.
not for just the hell of it sort of thing. Like maybe the throne
Yeah, yeah.
is something. Like if we thought it was really definitely going to achieve something. But yeah, the rope is not indestructible.
All right.
So, yeah. I mean, the only thing we can do is rest up and come back tomorrow and... Grannis,
Actually, there's one thing we can try.
are any of these petrified stone giants a healer of a magical sort? A cleric, a priest of your spirit?
There are some, certainly.
That one, he cured me of the stone pox when I was a little one.
Stone pox. That
That
sounds
one
painful.
over there, she always gave us our stone vaccinations.
How do you get that through a syringe?
So what I would
It's a
suggest...
very big needle.
It's a stalagmite.
So what I would suggest is we rest up. I prepare some things. See if tomorrow I can get rid of this spell because I'm exhausted.
I got another
Get rid of
suggestion.
the circle,
Mm.
and then I could heal, unpetrify one or two of the clerics.
I was thinking, why don't we take one of the ones that we can carry and take them outside of this place, away from the circle entirely? It can't hurt, I'd imagine, and maybe it'll even free them from this curse.
Should I try and see if I can pick one up?
It would probably, like,
Thinking that'd be tricky.
especially because my guess would be, and I'm just presuming here, correct me if I'm wrong, you would want to be really careful not to break one,
Yeah, there's that.
right?
Comes back to reality with a scratched up bum.
I don't want to pick one.
So,
True.
you think it would be difficult to easily carry one of the adult ones without, some risk of
But-
damaging it? But there are some
Yeah, what
children
about
that
Doug's
are
friend?
smaller.
Could I
Yeah.
pick up a child and not
Yeah.
worry about that risk?
The Doke's friend is too big.
Well,
Well,
he
you
was
don't
no,
know.
he was
Brother's
already
gone.
yeah,
He's
he's
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, he was one of the
So she picks up one of the kids that was nice to her. Didn't call
Okay.
her names.
So because he's stone, of course he's stays in the cross-legged position, but you were able to sort of heft him up.
Yep. And I walk him out of there.
Okay.
My thought on doing that, and if that spell breaks, like that kid's gonna be alone and extremely freaked out, and we have no way to make them feel better.
We have a few ways, but they wouldn't be alone for long.
He knows me.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, I guess it's not gonna hurt anything if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
She
I
walks,
mean, yeah, a little scary time is worth knowledge.
she walks out of the door,
Okay.
brings him outside.
You emerge from this vault into the main open area. There doesn't seem to be any change.
Okay.
It remains the
It might
stone.
take time.
Hmm?
It might take time, too.
I don't know about that.
There's a lot of things we have to wait for.
Puts him down on
Stone's
the
off
bench.
among them.
Gives him a rock to play
True.
with.
Bounces off his forehead because he's a stone.
No, I didn't put it in his lap.
Here,
And it
catch.
sits there 'cause
Thwack.
he's stone.
Ah.
Yeah.
Baseball's really different than stone.
So,
Uh,
can we presume?
Doak says is like, well, obviously it's it's a trip to go back home, but I mean, I don't know what would help, but my mom's might have an idea.
And
Yeah.
it's all
Would
easier
would
to work.
Melicanth know something?
Possibly.
Probably.
I love
I think he hears Nira say that and just say, "You said it was one stupid elf that did something that might end the world? Is that Melicanth?"
There's a lot of elves, and a lot of them are really stupid.
So here's the thing. Once you know, you can't unknow.
Well,
And it can make
now I
things-
half know, and that's not fun either.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you got your answer.
Knowing can be dangerous.
Can change your perspective on the world.
Not in a good way.
But good intentions, and we're working on fixing it.
And he kind of he looks thoughtful for a moment, and kind of just turns and he kind of points back. It's like what she wanted to do with them is hide, because she thought, I guess, that it would be more dangerous outside to confront whatever was happening.
Or at least harder.
So, if something's happening, I don't want to pretend it's not.
Agreed.
Not everybody can do something about it.
I think I think this is a long story, and I think my concern here is that if I tell you, you'll tell your mothers, and they, if you wish to continue with us, that won't be a possibility anymore.
Well, I mean, I like you guys. I don't know what you're planning to do. It makes it sound, like you're making it sound like if I knew, then I wouldn't want to go with you guys. And that makes me want to know what it is that you think would make me feel that way.
You wouldn't be the first person to make that choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't necessarily assuming that I was going to just travel with you guys forever anyway. I mean, we were going on this mission, but I kind of,
Yeah.
but like, you guys haven't been telling me everything. And, I feel like if I told you that I wasn't telling you something for your protection, I don't think you would find that a very satisfying answer.
True. Very true.
The cute little one has been a valuable asset. He has saved all of our lives over the last 2 days. And you can't be honest with him?
It's
You
not
can't
about
be honest.
being honest.
You're not respecting.
It's not about being honest.
Look,
What's it about?
okay, fine. Like, you guys obviously, look, you know what you're doing. You obviously have a reason not to tell me. I'm not going to make this worse. Are we going to be able to try to find a way to help these people or what?
Of course.
I hope
think
so.
But there's nothing that I can do right now, like without a recharge.
We've done a lot today.
So here's what I suggest. We find some place to rest up, and we'll tell you the story if you want to know.
I think for
And
the
then-
moment, you might want to help Deke wake
Yeah.
up. More than
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, he seems kind of out of it. I hope he's, I hope it was just a side effect and he'll be back
Well,
to
he's
himself.
been asleep for weeks,
He's-
so
Yeah, I mean,
He's probably going to have a few funny notions. His mind was messed with
True. True.
by that.
I may feel betrayed.
He may not entirely understand
Well-
what
he may also know something that might help.
it's true.
all right.
All right, so I think it's probably a good time to go ahead and call it there. We've already had a slightly longer than usual session. But, yes, so although there are still some unanswered questions and some still petrified stone giants, you guys have unlocked some of the mystery of this and you have brought it to at least a partial resolution. So we will continue this adventure next time on so many levels. Thank you everybody for listening and or watching. Thank you everyone in the chat room, and thank you guys as players. And yay! And we'll see. Hopefully, we'll be back next week.
I really thought Grannis was gonna die,
Aw.
That was going to be a statue.
but I was willing to do it. I was willing to go out in a blaze of glory.
It was close. All right, I'm gonna say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody.